1 pitch, and Elvis lines that ball into center field. That's a base hit. Scoring from third is Buckenstead. Elvis now 2 for 2, and 3-0. Vikings in the lead here in the second. 2-2 pitch to Prickett. Called strike 3 on the inside. Prickett caught looking. She's perfect through 9, and that's 9 strikeouts. Here's a bouncing ball. That's into left field. That's a base hit, and it goes underneath the legs of the left fielder Prickett. It's going to clear the bases. Scoring all the way from first base is Everett. That's Buckenstedt. She'll go to third base standing up there. A base hit in RBI. 2 base air leads to another run, and it is 5-0 Vikings in the lead here in the third. So Eckelceder's 1-2 pitch to Prickett. That's a called strike 3 on the inside. She strikes out the side for the 4th time in this game. That's 13 Ks through 6. It's 7-0. EdCo in the lead. Gall ropes that ball down the right field line. It is slicing, and that is a fair ball. That's extra bases. That'll score 2. Gall goes to second base. They'll wheel her around. She'll go into third. It's a stand-up triple into the right field corner, and it's 9-0 Vikings in the lead here in the 6th, and that 10th run just 60 feet away now. Here's the first pitch. That's a base hit between short and third. Base hit for Campbell Kirby. Gall scores from third base, and the game is over. EdCo gets production up and down the lineup. A base hit by Kirby gives them a 10-0 victory. Rachel Eckelceder strikes out 13 in a 6-inning perfect game. And EdCo into the regional semifinal, where they will face North Linn. EdCo defeats West Central tonight by a final score of 10-0 in 6 innings. The best tourney action is on KCTN FM 100. It's a Class 1A regional semifinal tonight on KCTN. In our featured matchup, EdCo takes on North Linn. The Vikings have seen the Lynx twice this year and dropped both decisions, but one of them was a 1-run game. They know they can play with this team. For North Linn, the second-ranked team in Class 1A, this experienced team has eyes not only on a state trip but a state title. They look to move one step closer. The winner heads to the regional final on Monday. Edgewood, Colesburg, and North Linn. Tonight's On Deck Show. Next.
The doctors and staff at Family Dentistry of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local high school baseball and softball teams this summer. It's always a great time to watch a ball game and enjoy the weather at your local high school ball diamonds. Dr. Mark Bowie, Dr. Jessica Wilkie, and Dr. Courtney Wicken strongly encourage all of these area athletes to wear athletic mouth guards while on the playing field to protect their great smiles. That's Family Dentistry of Monona, 602 Tower Street, 539-4651.
We know that potential is greatly enhanced through hard work and dedication. At Viafield Cooperatives, we promise to provide innovative products and dependable service to help you meet and exceed your potential. From agronomy to energy, grain to feed, Viafield is excited to provide growing opportunities for both producers and consumers at 18 locations throughout northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Want to learn more about Viafield? Go to viafield.com. Viafield is a proud supporter of our local student athletes.
People's State Bank is locally owned and locally managed with 20 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology, we're it. As a community bank, we're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, community-minded, just like you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Beth from Sode's Green Acre, Country Market and Cafe in Guttenberg. Are you headed to the Mississippi this weekend? Stop into Sode's Green Acre. You'll find some yummy snacks, heat and serve entrees, seafood, Edgewood Locker meats, and a huge selection of spirits, wine, and craft beer from Iowa distilleries, vineyards, and breweries. Whether you're stocking the fridge at the cabin, taking it with you on the boat, or looking for some fun gift ideas, you'll find a taste of Iowa at Sode's Green Acre in Guttenberg. Find us on Facebook to find out more, because Sode's is more than just a store.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Robertson Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Robertson.
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmersrealfoodrealmeat.com.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Ray's Excavating, Little Bit of Country Stove and Fireplaces, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, James Rochard and Brandon Mather, agents for Community Insurance of Iowa in Edgewood, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, the Lowena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Carr Auto Group, Bacon Concrete in Postville, Furniture Showcase in Oldvine, and RGK Portable Building, serving Northeast Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin. We begin the On Deck show for tonight's game. We're joined by EdCo softball coach Taylor Huber. Coach, her team now 27-14, an impressive round 2 win, defeated West Central 10-0. Tell me about that game.
Yeah, it was nice to get a little bit of a groove back going after the Starmont game. The girls were a little bit disappointed in the score of that one and thought we could have played better than that. So it was really good to bounce back and have our bats come alive a little bit.
You know, the big thing was it was production up and down the lineup. Let's talk about some of those individuals as far as who's really hitting the ball for you.
Yeah, that game specifically, our bottom of the order, really came alive, I would say. Ellie Bachmanstead, Chloe Everett, both were 4 for 4 and 3 for 3. Reagan Stelkin, another senior, hit really well. And then Rachel and Audrey, they only had 1 hit each, but they hit the ball really hard, so I'm not worried about them at all going forward.
All right, Rachel Eccleseder was spectacular on the mound for you, 13 strikeouts in 6 innings. Let's talk about Rachel.
Yeah, she was on it. The last 2 games, she's been all over the plate, getting ahead in counts, and then being able to throw some strikeout pitches has been huge for her. Hasn't walked any in the last 2 games. That's going to be huge going into tonight, is getting ahead. And I think for her, a big thing is going to be knowing that they're going to put it in play probably a little bit more than we've seen the last 2 games, and not being rattled by that and trusting our defense.
All right, now, North Linn. I know you played the Lynx twice this season. What do you know about them?
Yeah, their top of the order is tough. They've got Bridgewater, the slapper, Benish, and Flanagan. Benish and Flanagan are both hitting right around 500. And then Bridgewater is super fast. When she gets on base, she's a really tough out. So it's just going to be containing those 3, I think, is the big thing. And then taking care of the bottom of the order and middle of the order, not giving them any easy opportunities to get on base, like walks and making errors on them, because we're going to have our hands full with the top.
All right, yeah. Some of the other keys in the ball game for your team then.
Yeah, like I just said, keeping the bottom of the order off the bases so that when those top of the order girls do get up, that there aren't a bunch of opportunities for RBIs for them, because they're Flanagan got like 70 RBIs or something crazy. And then we're just going to pick our spots, with some of them, and figuring out how to pitch to them, try to limit the damage. And then offensively, we just got to stay within ourselves. We worked yesterday on just finding ways to barrel up the ball, because Flanagan throws hard enough that we just got to get the sweet spot on it, and she'll provide the power for us. So try to limit our strikeouts in the box.
All right, Coach.
Offensively.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you in the ball game, and we look forward to talking to you afterwards.
Awesome. Thank you.
EdCo softball coach Taylor Huber on our Viking team. The On Deck show continues after this. Hey, sports fans, take a time out and call Garms Financial Services. Their team of agents can show you how to save money on all your insurance needs with Grinnell Mutual. Whether you need auto, home, farm, crop, or business insurance, Garms Financial Services has you covered. You'll also receive quality protection, expert advice, and local friendly service. Call Brian Bugenhagen, Cheryl Wagner, Emily Bazin, or Kayla Olson today for a free competitive quote. Garms Financial Services in Elkader, your trusted choice agency.
Join Freedom Bank in supporting our local students and their after-school activities. They are the building blocks to a brighter future for everyone. Whether cheering them on from the stands or participating in community programs, you'll always find Freedom Bank rooting for the home team in Elkader, Monona, Postville, Waukon, Decorah, and the surrounding communities. We empower success. Member FDIC.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Brown's family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Browns family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Browns is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
Are you looking for a new career? We're looking for a motivated, reliable worker with auto body experience or just mechanically inclined. Are you detail-oriented and looking for a challenge? An opportunity for growth? Want to work on an ever-changing variety of vehicles? We offer a laid-back work environment, high-end pay, great benefits, flexible work hours, and much more. Qualified candidates can expect high-end compensation. You won't be disappointed. Call Bob at Top Gun Customs to learn all the details. 563-964-9899.
As a busy mom, I have challenges keeping my family on track, but appointments for healthcare visits are no longer one of them. Veterans Memorial Hospital has now opened a new clinic and walk-on, so complete care for my entire family is more accessible than ever, and providers care for all ages, so everyone gets the care they need when they need it. It's a welcome addition for busy families like ours and our community. To learn more, go to veteransmemorialhospital.com.
Veterans Memorial.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Hill Country Convenience Store, Every's Auto and Tire in Colesburg, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Welchland Motors in Edgewood, Ethan Kane Construction. If it don't drain, call Ethan Kane. T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona. Sinolof Ag Sales and Service. Grow Logs and Lumber in Elkader. Timber is a crop. Harvest wisely. And Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont. We continue the On Deck show for tonight's game. We're joined by North Linn softball coach Chad Spohr. Coach, your team improving to 34-6, an impressive win against Turkey Valley. You won by a final score of 9-0. Tell me about that game.
Well, we'd played them earlier in the year, and we had, and we thought we were fortunate because we had actually thrown, we did not throw Ellie that game. We'd thrown Kylie, so they hadn't even seen Ellie yet. And we had won that game 12-0 up there. They were a little more prepared for us. We jumped out on them pretty early. I think we were up 7-0 after the first few innings, but we couldn't quite put them away. I think we learned a little bit something about ourselves, but I think the pitching that we've been facing to prepare for the playoffs was pretty different than what we saw from Turkey Valley. So, I think it's going to align us a little bit better as we move on through the playoffs.
All right, let's talk about pitching-wise here. Tell me a little bit about Ellie Flanagan on the mound for you.
Well, Ellie, she's been a pitcher there for all 3 years. And in the first year, she won the state, she was the state championship pitcher. But she has come a long way since then, before, during that time, she was having trouble controlling her movement pitches, and we just stuck with fastball all the way through. She just threw pretty hard and was able to spot that inside and get it on people's hands. But now she's got a lot more. We're throwing 4 different pitches, and she's a lot more effective. And actually the last, 3 weeks, she's really walked us batters.
All right, outstanding on the mound for you. Offensively, this is a team getting contributions up and down the lineup. Some of your top contributors.
Yeah, well, the obvious ones are the first 3 batters, right? We have a sophomore, Kenzie Bridgewater, who's, I think she scored a ton of runs. We've got a ton of runs being scored. Our top 2 batters, Kenzie Bridgewater and Skylar Benish, has scored 66 runs and 75 runs. We're both setting records in the set records. They would have set records in the Tri-Rivers, but only one of them could hold the record.
Yeah.
So Skylar's holding that record, but both of them beat the record in Tri-Rivers games. And then Ellie's driving them home, right? She's also beat the RBI record. So She's at 73 RBIs. I believe she's leading the state. I'm not sure if that's where it stands right now. But it's pretty enormous records. Our North Linn record was 59 from her sister, and so she's already beat that by 14 RBIs this year.
Yeah, so certainly offensively, I know the rest of the lineup contributes it as well, but let's turn our attention to Edgewood-Colesburg. What do you know about the Vikings?
Well, I know Rachel Ale-Cedar throws pretty well. I got a chance to get out to the Starmont game to watch her throw a little bit more, and it looks like she's a little better than the one version of herself than the one we saw early in the year. So, that's a big thing. They do have a couple. It looks like Alvis was maybe hurt or out for a while, and now she's back in the lineup, and she probably hit our pitching the best. But Helmrichs also brings a pretty good bat. And they've challenged themselves with the schedule as well. So, they've seen us. We had one game, game number 2, where they were pretty close to beating us. Quite honestly, had us down for quite most of the game. I think we ended up being 6-5. So we're going to be ready. It's not a game we're taking lightly, for sure.
Keys in the ball game for your team. What do you have to do?
Don't walk anybody, and play good defense. I know that we're going to score a few runs at least, and that's what we need to do is, don't give them any free passes. Don't give them any cheapies by playing all the good defense and making sure that everybody just is disciplined at the plate.
All right,
swing that strikes.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you in the ball game. We look forward to talking to you afterwards.
Good, thank you.
North Linn softball coach Chad Sporer on his Lynx team. The On Deck Show continues after this.
This is Michael Erickson at Central State Bank. We provide a complete line of lending services to help you get the best out of life. From home mortgages and equity loans to vehicle and personal loans. We have expert lending professionals who will work with you to provide options to address your needs. At Central State Bank, you don't deal with a branch or department, you deal with a banker who is dedicated to you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Find the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and anniversaries at Clayton Drug in Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner. Each store is unique in its own character and design, but all have gift items that would be the perfect gift. Clayton Drug is proud to carry many name brand lines such as Mud Pie, Young Living Oils, Greenleaf Candles, Melissa and Doug Educational Toys and Gifts, CJ Gibson, and many more. Check our Facebook page for shopping specials available at each location. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to service all in between.
Bodensteiner Implement is your local John Deere dealer with 10 locations in eastern Iowa to serve you. Check out their website, www.bodimp.com, for great deals on new and pre-owned equipment. From turf equipment to agricultural and compact construction equipment, they have solutions for every job. Nothing runs like a Deere, so come run with us at Bodensteiner Implement Company. Bodensteiner Implement is a proud sponsor of all high school sporting events, and we wish all our local athletes great success.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Walk-On. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you're in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Walk-On.
I should have moved over for that utility van.
I should have slowed down for that bucket truck.
I should have slowed down and moved over for that maintenance vehicle.
I should have known the law.
Did you know that in the state of Iowa, motorists are required by law to move over or slow down when approaching any stationary vehicle that has its flashing lights activated, including utility trucks and maintenance vehicles? Failing to do so can result in fines or the loss of your driver's license. So when you see flashing lights, move over or slow down, preferably both. It's the law, and it might just save a life. This safety message brought to you by Alameda Clayton Electric, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Okay, Linn and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Bloom's Flowers, Gifts and More in Edgewood, Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living, Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, Clayton County Recycling, and by Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona. This is KCTN Sports. Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Dan Barons along with Coach Mike Sass. Welcome to North Linn Coggin, and this is the regional semifinal tonight on KCTN. It is EdCo and North Linn, and weather going to play a bit of a factor in this ball game, as enjoyed by Coach Sass.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of rain showers on and off. Outfield grass is plenty wet. It could be a factor.
And we could see some showers in and out during the ball game, but they actually had a steady rain. If anything, it has really settled the infield down. We're going to play in these conditions here, but we've got umbrellas and a game time temperature of 65 degrees. It's more reminiscent of a fall softball tournament game.
Yeah, you wouldn't think this would be the temperature and conditions in the middle of summer, but here we are.
Yes, but we have a great matchup. Teams that have seen each other twice. North Linn swept EdCo during the regular season. One of them was a one-run ball game. A North Linn team that is ranked at number 2 in Class 1A. 34-6, 24-0 in the Tri-Rivers West. EdCo comes in 27-14. They finish 15-9. EdCo, the visiting team, and they take in a lot of the fact that they played a one-run game leads them to believe they can play with North Linn tonight.
Yeah, should give them a lot of confidence. Like you said, they were swept, but played them to one run. Understand led part of that game even, so it should give them a lot of confidence tonight.
And for EdCo, offensively, they have a number of key contributors for them, and they are really led by the 3 and 4 spots. Audrey Helmrich's batting .393 on the season, 48 of 122, 10 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Also, Rachel Eckelceder having a great season on the mound, but at the plate as well. 43 of 122, 15 doubles, 3 triples, 35 RBIs, and they only had 1 hit each the other night against West Central.
Yeah, they're their 2 leaders in the lineup, but the other girls really stepped up against West Central, really hit the ball up and down the lineup, and they're going to need that tonight as well.
10 runs in that ball game and pounded the ball as they won 10-0 in 6 innings. Let's talk about Rachel Eckelceder on the mound. And as we mentioned, she has an outstanding season, and she was outstanding against West Central. Let's start there.
Yeah, started the game with 10 strikeouts. She can really overpower hitters. Now she's going to face a really good lineup tonight. We're probably not going to see her start the game with 10 strikeouts, but she's had a tremendous year and done an outstanding job on the mound.
16-7, has thrown 134 innings, allowed 99 hits, 44 earned runs, walked 48, and has struck out 188. So she's averaging nearly a strikeout and half an inning, about 10 per 7 innings. The ERA, 2.30. But as we mentioned, this will be a different lineup tonight. EdCo has been really good in the 2 tournament games defensively. Haven't had to make a ton of plays, but they've made the plays.
Right, yeah. Eckelceder struck out quite a few in those first 2 games, but their defense has made the plays when they've needed to.
Let's talk about North Linn offensively, and the numbers are staggering. It starts with Ellie Flanagan, 63 of 114, 12 doubles, 12 home runs, 73 RBIs, leading the Class 2A field.
Yeah, those are just outstanding numbers.
And among the state leaders, by the way, Skylar Benish as well, another one of the experienced players, 61 of 123, batting .496, 9 doubles, 5 triples, 12 home runs, and 40 RBIs as well.
Yeah, that's quite a 1-2 combination between those 2.
All right, let's talk about as well Mackenzie Bridgewater, their leadoff hitter. She's 45 of 45 stolen base-wise, 61 of 136, batting .449, 5 doubles, a triple, 24 RBIs. I don't know if there's any team in the state that has the 1-2-3 punch this team has.
Yeah, and even their number 4 hitter is pretty tough as well, but those top 3 are just tremendous.
Let's talk about Ellie Flanagan on the mound.
Yeah, has pitched for him for a lot of years. Really can dominate, has won a state title. She'll be something special.
Has thrown 156 innings, allowed just 79 hits, 34 earned runs, walked 46, and struck out 226. So she is averaging well over a strikeout and a half an inning. And, of course, an ERA of sparkling at 1.52. Needless to say, if EdCo's going to win this, you figure a low-scoring game?
I think it has to be, yeah. If it gets to be a high-scoring game, I think that favors North Linn.
How can EdCo handle that top of the lineup for North Linn? That's a key in the ball game as well. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll set the lineups and be back with the opening pitch from North Linn. You're listening to EdCo Tournament Softball from KCTN Sports.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Epic Wear. Get personalized clothing for your school, your team, family, friends, business, or any event. Epic Wear has a huge range of customizable apparel, trophies, and awards, and they offer free design help or design your own apparel at getepicwear.com. And you can even set up a free web store for your fundraiser. Make sure to check out the selection of Bulldog Spirit Wear and Iowa-themed items at the Monona location. Epic Wear, located in downtown Monona and Waukon. Call 563-539-2300 to place your order today.
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping are proud supporters of all of our local high school sports teams. We want to wish everyone the best of luck on their season. We are here for all of your tax, payroll, and bookkeeping needs. Give us a call at 563-245-2154. Again, that number is 563-245-2154. Thank you from Kurt, Steve,
Carol, Josie,
and Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping, located in downtown Elkader.
Wilkie's in Elkader is Iowa's oldest family-owned grocery store. You'll find Wilkie's 2 blocks south of the Keystone Bridge in historic downtown Elkader. Stop in and enroll for a Wilkie's reward card and receive points every time you shop. Then log on to their website at wilkiesgrocery.com to view the weekly specials, check out your reward points, make out a shopping list, and more. Wilkie's in Elkader, open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by G&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, and Arlington, member FDIC, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Myers Auto Service in Monona, Rise and Shine Nutrition on West Bridge Street in Elkader, Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, and Rivals Inc. Custom gear, screen printing, embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. Our umpire behind home plate tonight is Willie Guy, former Hawkeye, by the way. Fred Griffiths is at third base. Nicholas Hahn is at first base. That's your umpiring crew tonight. Here's the lineup for the EdCo Vikings. Lily Buriski, the right fielder, bats leadoff. Claire Alvis, the shortstop, bats second. Audrey Helmricks is the catcher, batting third. Rachel Eckelceder, the pitcher, bats cleanup. Reagan Stelkin, the first baseman, bats fifth. Chloe Everett, the third baseman, bats sixth. Marin Gall, the designated player, batting seventh. Campbell Kirby, the left fielder, bats eighth. Ellie Bockenstedt, the center fielder, bats ninth. Espen Jones, the second baseman, in the number 10 position. For North Linn defensively, Lily Rayberg is in left, Peyton McMahon in center, Ava Hoover in right field, Allie Christensen is at third, Skylar Benish, they're all state shortstop there. He mans the middle of the infield. Kenzie Bridgewater is at second base. Kylie Munson is at first base. The catcher, Jersey Payton, and Ellie Flanagan is on the mound. Lily Buriski to lead things off for EdCo. First pitch of the ball game. It's an inside strike, and we are underway. Buriski, a freshman, is 30 of 121 on the season with 2 doubles and 19 RBI. She has been great at getting on the base pass as the leadoff spot. Takes the first pitch there for a strike. Here's a rise ball, swings right through it, and the count is very quickly 0-2. Flanagan is one of the hardest throwers you're going to see, and great movement on 4 different pitches. 0-2 pitch to Boriski, tries the rise ball, sailed high away. Boriski, nothing above the hands, did not chase it, and the count is 0-2. But it is the movement on those pitches that makes things tough.
Yeah, and she throws it hard as well.
0-2 pitch to Boriski, popped up. This will clear the EdCo dugout up the first base side. The Lynx wearing their maroon bottoms there, white tops, Lynx across the front. The Vikings wearing their black uniform bottoms there with the white tops. Vikings across the front of their jersey with the black trim. Here is the 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball right side of the infield to Bridgewater. Bobbles it. Recovers the throw to first. It is in time. Just had it slip out of the glove, but in plenty of time to get Buriski, who grounds out to second. It's 1 up and 1 down here in the first.
Yeah, and there we see, possibly weather playing a little havoc. She wasn't able to field that quite cleanly. Still made the play, but a little slippery.
Claire Alvis, 31 of 81 on the season from the number 2 spot in the lineup for EdCo. Takes the first pitch there. It's inside, missing past the knees. Too low inside. The count is 0-1. Alvis with 6 doubles, a triple, and 16 RBIs on the season. 1-0 is the offering from Flanagan. 1-0 pitch, and this is popped up. This will clear the dugout easily up the first base side. The count is 0-1. A ball and a strike now. So 1-1 is the count. Great crowd on hand for this ball game tonight. Bleacher areas, even with the umbrellas, they're full, and you have plenty of room in the outfield. But folks all around the foul lines in the outfield. 1-1 pitch, low and inside. The count is 2-1. So Alvis, the 2-hitter in the lineup. Audrey Helmrichs on deck here in the top of the first inning for the Vikings. Lights are on at North Linn. 2-1 pitch, swinging through. Pitch at the knees was Alvis. Good movement there by Flanagan. We're evened up at 2-2.
A good cut there, but again, Flanagan just moving it well.
2 balls, 2 strikes. You see Flanagan go to the rosin bag. You'll see that a little bit more tonight with the slick conditions. 2-2 pitch to Alvis. Inside, it is low. She's missed a couple of times inside and low at the knees. Count goes to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Neither one of these pitchers walk many batters, but especially in a game like tonight, margin of error would be limited. 3-2 pitch, bouncing ball right back to the mound. 2-hopper, fielded by Flanagan, turns, fires to Munson, and it's 2 up and 2 infield ground balls and 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Yeah, EdCo doing a nice job getting the bat on it, but nothing real hard hit yet.
Audrey Helmrichs up to bat, batting .393 on the season, 48 of 122, 10 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. So North Linn has a couple of girls there in double figures home run-wise, and this is a hitter's park. It's 185 down the line, but it's 210 to center field. Pitch inside and low, and the count is 1-0. 2 quick outs here in the top of the first inning. So Helmrichs, the catcher for EdCo. And 1-0 offering from Flanagan. Taking a pitch as Helmrichs caught the upper part of the strike zone there as it catches the corner, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. We are in straightaway left field tonight and doing the game out of the back of the mobile studio with rain falling. And here's a foul ball behind home plate, and it goes to a ball and 2 strikes. A few sprinkles is all we have now, but it was some steady rain when we showed up here.
Yeah, right when we got here. Pretty steady, fairly hard.
You see the grounds are still wet up here. You look at the blacktop in the parking lot. That's still wet. There's some puddles. And there's 2 strike to Helmrich with the count at 1-2. Helmrich's 1-2 pitch, swings right through it, drop ball on the inside. First strikeout for Flanagan, and that does it for the Vikings. No runs, no hits, they leave nobody. We've played 1/2 inning. EdCo nothing, North Linn coming to bat.
While out and about, don't find yourself stuck at the side of the road. At Edgewood Auto and Tire, our trained technicians work on all autos, trucks, semis, and heavy duties. We offer premier alignment service and DOT inspections and carry all major lines of tires. Call or ask about our current tire rebates. If you're in a bind and need a tow, give Edgewood Auto and Tire a call at 563-928-7333. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We offer a mobile tire repair service to get you back up and going, either on your farm or on the road.
Broadband is more important and versatile than ever, and you no longer need a home phone to utilize Neat's fiber broadband service. Freedom plans are now available to all subscribers on Neat's fiber network in and around Farmersburg, Luena, Monona, Postville, and St. Olaf. With speeds up to 250 meg, Neat's managed Wi-Fi is also included at no additional cost. Call today for more information on Neat's new Freedom plans and enjoy reliable, super-fast broadband internet service from Neat. Call us at 539-2122 today to discuss which Freedom plan is best for you. Neat, connecting you now.
So we go to the bottom of the first inning for North Linn. Kenzie Bridgewater, Ellie Flanagan, Skylar Benish, the top three batters up here. The left-handed hitting slap hitter, Kenzie Bridgewater, takes the first pitch high. The count is 0-1. Jersey Payton, the catcher, bats cleanup. Kylie Munson, the first baseman, bats fifth. Peyton McMahon, the center fielder, bats seventh. Harley Henderson, the designated pitcher, actually batting seventh. McMahon's in the sixth spot. And here's the check swing and a called strike on the outside to Bridgewater. The rest of the lineup is Lily Rayberg, the left fielder, batting eighth. Allie Christensen, the third baseman, ninth. Ava Hoover, the right fielder, in the number 10 position. Bridgewater, 61 of 136. Hits a bouncing ball, slapped it to the third baseman. Charging in is Everett. Low throw to the first baseman, Stelkin, but able to pick it up there off the top of the shoe. And Bridgewater slaps it down the third baseline and bounces out to third. It's 1 up and 1 out.
That's kind of fun. We don't. I don't know if we saw a slap hitter this year in the Upper Iowa Conference or any of the games we did, so it's kind of fun to see again.
And she is as good as there is at slap hitting. Ellie Flanagan is now up to bat, the number 2 hitter. First pitch to Flanagan, pitch at the knees. It's low and outside. The count is 1-0. Flanagan, 63 of 114, 12 doubles, 12 home runs, 73 RBIs on the season. Takes the pitch there. It is outside. The count goes to 2-0. EdCo will be very careful with the top of the lineup. Don't want to give in.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and work her low, and if they walk her, they walk her, I think.
I think their goal is that they get them to hit one of their pitches,
right,
not a pitch that she's looking to hit. 2-0 is the count, and taking the check swing there, but I believe it may have hit the end of the bat, was Flanagan, and it is a foul ball, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. So she checked the swing, and it hit the bat.
I think you're right, Dan, yeah.
So it looked to me the bottom of the bat. So it's 2 balls and a strike. There's a good example. Chasing a pitch there, was out of the strike zone. Here's pitch lined right off the shoulder of Eckelceder. Goes to the shortstop Alvis, who throws a low throw to first base, but it is not in time. That ball lined back off the right shoulder of Eckelceder, who grabbed her right shoulder immediately as Flanagan lined it right back up the box.
Yeah,
and now EdCo takes time here quickly.
Hopefully that, just kind of surprised her more than anything than injured her, but she definitely bent over in pain right away.
And that is the right shoulder, and you see now Eckelceder stretching that out a little bit, but a hard hit ball by Flanagan, and again, 2-1 was the count, so she got a good pitch to hit and lined it up hard, and they may let Flanagan take a couple of pitches here, or I should say Eckelceder take a couple of pitches here, just to make sure that she's all right. So, yeah, they're going to do that. And this is a great job by our officiating crew with Willie Guy at home plate. Make sure that she's okay. And the good news is Eckelceder stretched out, and she looks all right, doesn't she?
Hopefully just have a bruise tomorrow, nothing worse than that.
So Flanagan with a base hit, infield single, and just 2 quick pitches from Eckelceder, so she's good to go.
Yeah, and they zipped them in there pretty well, so she looks all right.
Skylar Benish, the shortstop, is up to bat. Benish, 496, 61 of 123, so she's just a hit away from 500. 9 doubles, 5 triples, 12 home runs, and 40 RBIs. She trails Flanagan. And here is the first pitch. Eckelceder to Benish. Takes it. It's a called strike. The count is 0-1. So the top 3 hitters, and don't get me wrong, North Lynn's lineup is good, but the top 3 are such. I mean, the job they do is unbelievable.
Yeah.
0-1 pitch. Benish takes a pitch outside and away. The count is 1-1. And you never want to give in to those hitters because they're going to make you pay.
Right. You got to be careful with them, and if you walk them, you walk them. It's not the worst thing in the world.
And 1-1 is the count to Benish. 1-1 pitch, bouncing ball, third baseman able to stay down on it is Everett. Throw across the diamond to the first baseman Stelkin. Well defended there by Everett. It was hard hit, stayed on the ground though. Flanagan advances to second, but it's out number 2 here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, thought she might go to second there, but took the sure out at first. A nice play.
Jersey Payton, the catcher, is now up to bat. So Payton is the cleanup hitter. And on the season, 44 of 119, 10 doubles, 2 triples, and 32 RBIs. Takes the first pitch. It's a strike. The count is 0-1. So North Linn, a runner in scoring position. There is 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll line up the Vikings defensively. We'll see what happens with this hitter, but likely next inning. Here's a bouncing ball right back to the mound. Glove to the left side by Eckelceder on a 2-hopper. Flips it to the first baseman, Stelkin, and that does it for North Linn in the bottom of the first. No runs a hit. They threaten, leaving 1 in scoring position. We've played 1. No score.
You work hard to make sure your family has everything they need. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family will have the help they need to maintain their quality of life and pursue their dreams. Get the peace of mind you deserve by protecting what matters most.
Contact Julie Depke, agent at 563-245-2366 today.
American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Ray's Excavating, Little Bit of Country Stove and Fireplaces, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, James Rochard and Brandon Mather, agents for Community Insurance of Iowa in Edgewood, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, the Lowena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Carr Auto Group, Bacon Concrete in Postville, Furniture Showcase in Oldvine, and RGK Portable Building, serving Northeast Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin. So we played one inning, no score with EdCo in North Linn. Meanwhile, for EdCo, top of the second inning, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. Rachel Eckelceder, Reagan Stelkin, and Chloe Everett to lead things off here in the top of the second inning. A good first inning for EdCo. Got through the top of the lineup for North Linn.
Yeah, anytime you can get through those first 3-4 hitters without giving up any runs, that's a win.
So there was a base hit in that inning for North Linn. And the good news is Rachel Eckelceder, after taking one off the shoulder, got the next 2 outs, looked fine.
Yeah, she looked fine, and she's hitting now, so I think she'll be good to go.
Eckelceder has had a great season at the plate. We talk about the job she's done pitching-wise, but she's batting nearly 400, 43 of 122 on the season, and pops that one over the dugout out of play up the first base side. The count is 0-1. 15 doubles, 3 triples, 35 RBIs on the season. EdCo's cleanup hitter. North Linn, the better hitting of these two teams, batting .356, EdCo at .299 on the season. 0-1 pitch, rise ball to Eckelceder, stays away. The count is 1-1. The big difference between these two teams, North Linn has 187 stolen bases compared to EdCo's 81. And those are legit. Here's a ball that is lined past the glove of the second baseman, Bridgewater, reaching over to her right. First base hit of the ball game. Eckelceder hits it hard into right center field, and the leadoff runner on in the top of the second for the Vikings.
Yeah, each pitcher has a hit off the other one now.
And Reagan Stelkin is now up to bat, the number 5 hitter. We will see a runner brought in for, once again, EdCo, and that is number 7, and I believe that is Hahn as the runner. We'll double check the stats there, but number 7, Caitlin Hahn, is the courtesy runner. Hahn was in the lineup the other night with Alvis missing the ball game, but she is the courtesy runner for Eckelceder. So Reagan Stelkin up to bat as they make that substitution. Our umpires make a note of that. Stelkin, 37 of 112, 5 doubles, 23 RBIs on the season. Leadoff runner on here, though, in the top of the second. You expect the Vikings to try to play for a run here.
Yeah, I wonder if they might bunt her over or try and do something to get that run across here.
And squaring to bunt here is, once again, Stelkin pulls things back off and running and stealing with a great jump off of first base is Hahn. And bluffing to bunt with Stelkin, took the pitch for a ball, and the throw late as Peyton Hahn had it stolen with such a jump.
I think the catcher looked down to first thinking I'm going to try and throw behind her, but yeah, Hahn just took off and she was gone.
And here is the 1-0 pitch to Stelkin. It's away. The count goes to 1-1. But Hahn, again, just was able to swipe in there easily before the throw. So Hahn into scoring position with nobody out as Stelkin bluffed. And now Stelkin looking at a good count. With the 2-0 count there, it is high and away, and the count goes to 3-0. So Stelkin, the 5 hitter in the lineup, and Flanagan falls behind with the count 3-0. Runner on second, nobody out. Great opportunity for the Vikings early in this game. 3-0 pitch. Stelkin takes a pitch at the knees at the inside, catches the corner, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, taken all the way there.
She's not going to throw you a 3-0 pitch down the middle of the plate. That one was towards the inside. 3 balls and a strike. And Flanagan rocks back the 3-1 pitch, swinging through it is Stelkin, in almost the same location on a pitch that was at the knees. Count goes to full at 3-2.
Yep, did a nice job fighting back here by Flanagan.
We know we've got good speed at second base for EdCo. Stelkin will try to at least move her over. Worst case scenario, put the ball in play to the right side. And 3-2 is the count. The 3-2 pitch swinging through a pitch in the dirt. It's dug out there by Payton, who goes to first base to record the strikeout. That will allow Hahn to advance to third. The ball wasn't dug up cleanly by the catcher, Payton. Stelkin goes down swinging. They record the strikeout at first base and heads up base running by Hahn. Once she saw the throw go down to first base, heads over to third, and she's in standing up.
Yeah, low strikeout there. One hop to catcher's mitt. First base not occupied, so they had to throw it down and allowed the runner to get to third.
Second strikeout by Flanagan brings up Chloe Everett. Everett, 21 of 59 with 13 RBIs here. And North Linn in at the corners, but back up the middle. And they are about 10 feet in front of the bag at each corner. So the corners look in one, and up the middle, it looks like North Linn would concede that run.
Yep.
First pitch is a ball. The count is 1-0. Runner on third, one out here in the top of the second inning for the Vikings, trying to strike first in this regional semifinal. 1-0, the pitch there fouled back by Everett, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. The bottom of the lineup the other night, and this is a different pitcher facing tonight, but was outstanding for EdCo.
They really were. They did a great job. And even though it was a different pitcher, it should still give them some confidence coming into the game tonight.
Yeah, they put the ball into play and several base hits among the group. 1-1 is the count. 1-1 pitch and swinging through a pitch there about belt level was Everett on the outside. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is where Flanagan can help herself out with a strikeout.
Yep, strikeout would be big.
And she is ahead on the count at 1-2 to Everett. 1-2 pitch. Everett hits a bouncing ball back to the mound. Hahn's going to try to score, and she's dead to right as she does not slide at home plate. She was going on contact. The ball one hop back to the mound. It was softly hit in an easy pitch and catch for Flanagan to throw it to the catcher Payton, and it's out number 2 recorded at the plate. Safe at first base is Everett on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, I wonder if they just had the going on contact play there, and there wasn't much Hahn could do with that.
So that's the second out. Marin Gall, the designated player, is up to bat. Gall, and we'll ask again as far as stat-wise, Gall asking to come through with 2 outs is 23 of 89 with 4 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, and 18 RBIs. Swings right through the first pitch there. The count is 0-1. So the only thing is, you wonder, did Hahn think that ball was going past the mound? And here is the 0-1 pitch, and Gall, good cut, but misses it, and the count is 0-2.
Yeah, it's possible. It could be that they just had, you're going on contact no matter what as well. So.
And figuring if the ball's hit anywhere else except for to the pitcher or the third baseman, you would have run into an out. And the 0-2 pitch and a good scoop by Payton on a pitch that was in the dirt to the inside. It goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So EdCo, Hahn throwing out. And as I said, didn't even get a chance to really get into a slide.
No, the ball was just waiting for her there.
A ball and 2 strikes, and the 1-2 pitch swinging through the drop ball. There is Gall. Strikeout number 3 recorded by Flanagan, and that does it for the Vikings. They threaten, but they come up empty. No runs a hit, leaving 1. We've played an inning and a half. No score with EdCo in North Linn.
The doctors and staff at Family Dentistry of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local high school baseball and softball teams this summer. It's always a great time to watch a ball game and enjoy the weather at your local high school ball diamonds. Dr. Mark Bowie, Dr. Jessica Wilkie, and Dr. Courtney Wicken strongly encourage all of these area athletes to wear athletic mouthguards while on the playing field to protect their great smiles. That's Family Dentistry of Monona, 602 Tower Street, 539-4651.
We know that potential is greatly enhanced through hard work and dedication. At Viafield Cooperatives, we promise to provide innovative products and dependable service to help you meet and exceed your potential. From agronomy to energy, grain to feed, Viafield is excited to provide growing opportunities for both producers and consumers at 18 locations throughout northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Want to learn more about Viafield? Go to viafield.com. Viafield is a proud supporter of our local student athletes.
Leading things off, Kylie Munson, followed by Peyton McMahon and Harley Henderson. And Munson retired on a bouncing ball. First pitch to the second baseman Jones, flips it to the first baseman Stelkin, and that is 1 pitch and 1 out quickly here in the bottom of the second. Peyton McMahon and Harley Henderson up, left-handed hitting and another slap hitter in the lineup. McMahon fouls it out of play. Let's get to the Vikings defensively. Campbell Kirby in left field. Ellie Bockenstead in center. Lily Boriski in right field. Chloe Everett at third. Claire Elvis at short. Aspen Jones just made that play at second. Reagan Stelkin is at first. The catcher there is Audrey Helmrichs. And again, Rachel Eckelceder in her second inning of work. Misses with the pitch on the outside there. The count is 1-1. Munson It was 26 of 115 on the season, and now up to bat here is McMahon. Fouls that pitch up against the backstop, and McMahon 28 of 107 on the season, and she is in a 1-2 count. Also has 4 doubles and double figures RBI-wise as well. But another slap hitter in the number 6 spot in the lineup. Rise ball stayed too far away to be tempted up above her head, and the count goes to 2-2. This used to be the game of softball.
Yeah.
Slap hitters.
Used to see a lot of that.
And you still see it among the elite teams, the really good teams in the state. 2-2 pitch. Taking the pitch high there is McMahon, and the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. But for you that are not, for those that are not familiar, you start in the back of the box and just basically work your way to the front of the box as the pitch is coming in. Look to slap it into play. 3-2 pitch, and that ball slapped into left field, and on the run is the left fielder Kirby. It's over her head. It's going to roll just short of the fence in left field. Wheeled around from second is McMahon. She'll go to third. Here's the throw into the cutoff. Not in time. She slides in safe. They threw behind the runner to the shortstop instead of leading to the third base bag. That allowed McMahon an extra bag. She's at third base with 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
And there you see that slap hitter. You know, the outfielders are playing way in, and she's able to just get it over the outfielder's glove, and you end up with a triple out of it.
So Harley Henderson is now up to bat as they bring a new ball into play. We mentioned it is still very wet out here, so any ball to the outfield needs to be brought back in and dried off. Henderson, 23 of 87 on this season as well for North Linn. And a scoring opportunity here, and hit by the pitch is Henderson. Went to turn to take a swing, and it hit her in the elbow. So there's runners on the corners with 1 out. And up to bat is Lily Rayberg, the left fielder. This is the number 8 hitter in the North Linn lineup. They're bottom of the lineup, giving them a chance here.
Yeah, they got through the top, and now they're having a little bit of trouble with the bottom half.
Rayberg, 24 of 92, 4 doubles, 19 RBIs. You've got good speed on the base paths. And the first pitch there, Rayberg takes it high. They throw down to third base. As off as running is going to be Henderson. They will not throw down to second, instead to third. But McMahon down in foul territory, able to dive back easily underneath the tag of Everett, as EdCo was going to concede the bag, but at least made a play on the runner at third. First pitch, a ball. This is a 1-0 pitch upstairs, and the count goes to 2-0. So there's 2 in scoring position and 1 out for North Linn here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, EdCo needs some strikeouts here.
And the count is 2-0 to Rayberg. 2-0 pitch, takes it inside, but it's a called strike. She turned as if it was close to hitting her there. She looked it inside, but it caught the inside corner, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
That spot's been consistent. I'd try and keep it right there.
2 balls and a strike. Squaring to bunt, and missing the bunt attempt is Rayberg. And heading back to third base will be McMahon. So they were looking to safety squeeze more there.
Yep.
There's not a throw down to third. Rayberg missed the bunt attempt, and McMahon able to dive back without the throw to third base. But now the count is 2-2.
Yeah, third baseman charging there, so they couldn't throw behind her.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2 pitch. Swinging right through it is Rayberg. Ankle Cedars, first strikeout, and it's a big out number 2 here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, huge out. Now you get to the 9 hitter with 2 outs, and you don't need to worry about the runners if you can get the out at first here.
Allison Christensen, listed in the lineup as Allie Christensen, 24 of 81, 4 doubles, a triple, 12 RBIs. First pitch swings right through it there. The count is 0-1. So McMahon's at third, Henderson is at second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. This is North Linn's best scoring opportunity in the 2-2 in scoring position. Rise ball away, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. So we're now evened up. You have the top of the lineup waiting on deck, so if you're EdCo, get out of it right now here and keep this game tied in the second inning. And the 1-1 pitch, and that ball's lined into right center field. It's a base hit. It's going to score 2. The 9-hitter Christensen comes through. McMahon scores. Henderson scores standing up from second base. Allie Christensen with a base hit and an RBI, and the Lynx lead 2-0 here.
Yeah, huge hit from the 9-hitter there. Drives in both those runs with 2 outs.
And she got a pitch that was right at about belt level and took it hard into right field. They hold her to a single, but it is North Linn striking first in this ball game. So that pitch maybe not what EdCo Cedar was looking for location-wise.
I think she missed a little bit with her location there.
Kenzie Bridgewater up to bat, slaps and pops the ball up in the infield. Shortstop Alvis ranging back towards the edge of the infield, calls for it, and there's the third out of the inning. But North Linn strikes first. 2 runs, 2 hits, they leave a runner. We've played 2-0. Lynx lead the Vikings.
People's State Bank is locally owned and locally managed with 20 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology, we're it. As a community bank, we're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, community-minded, just like you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Hill Country Convenience Store, Every's Auto and Tire in Colesburg, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, and New Vienna. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Welchland Motors in Edgewood. Ethan Kane Construction. If it don't drain, call Ethan Kane. T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona. Sinoluf Ag Sales and Service. Grow Logs and Lumber in Elkader. Timber is a crop. Harvest wisely. And Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont. So North Linn leads 2-0, and they get a big 2-out hit from number 9 hitter in Allie Christensen. And that brings up Campbell Kirby, Ellie Bockenstedt, and Lily Bariski, 8, 9, and 1 in the EdCo lineup. And looking to bunt and popping the ball up, by the way, is Kirby. Halfway up the line, it is the third baseman charging in Christensen, who just had the big base hit, makes the play near the on-deck circle up the third baseline for North Linn in foul territory. Kirby pops up on the first pitch into foul territory, and that is out number 1. Campbell Kirby was 23 of 108 on the season, just looking to bunt for a base hit. Ellie Bockenstedt is up to bat, the number 9 hitter, but this is almost like a second leadoff hitter. Bockenstedt has a good on-base percentage, 18 of 83 on the season. And took the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 pitch, swings right through it there, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. Top of inning number 3 for EdCo. No runs, a hit, no errors. North Linn, 2 runs in this ball game, 3 hits. They have not committed an error. 1-1 pitch, bouncing ball, 2-hopper. Third baseman and charging it there's Christensen. Gets a nice high hop. Bockenstedt bounces out to third. Christensen a strong throw to Munson, and it's 2 up and 2 down quickly here in the third.
Yeah, she's star of the game so far. The big 2-out, 2 RBI single, and make the first 2 plays the next inning.
Back to the top of the lineup for EdCo. Lily Bariski, who bounced out to second her first at-bat, takes a pitch downstairs and low. The count is 1-0. What I like about both these pitchers is how quick they work.
Yeah, they do. They like to get in a rhythm and just get up there and throw it in.
And you might see them grab a rosin bag a little bit more tonight, as we mentioned, with the wet conditions. Inside pitch there, the count is 2-0, but for most times they get the ball back, able to get set back onto the mound there and get the sign, and let's fire. 2-0 is the count. 2-0 pitch, Bariski takes it, and that's a pitch there, upper part of the strike zone. 2 balls and a strike. Neither one of these pitchers, even when they get behind, are not going to just throw you a pitch down the middle of the plate. They have the ultimate confidence in what they can throw. 2-1 pitch. Bariski takes a pitch in the inside for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's that pitch it's been there consistently. That low inside pitch has been a strike all night, so you gotta be able to hit that one.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Flanagan's 2-2 pitch. It's in the dirt. Try to go back down low, but that one in the dirt at the plate. And it goes to a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Willie Guy, our home plate umpire, and I know talking with the coaches, they feel that he's a consistent umpire, and that is exactly what you want.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for if they're consistent.
3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Bariski. Flanagan's 3-2 pitch. Bariski takes it high. It is ball number 4. So that's the first walk issued by Flanagan. The Vikings have themselves a 2-out base runner here in the top of the third.
Yeah, see if they can do what North Linn did to them. Score a run with 2 outs here.
Claire Alvis bounced back to the mound. She is 0 for 1. Bariski, this is the reason why she's batting leadoff. 18 steals on the season. She is the leader in that regard. 18 of 20. First pitch, and that ball is roped down the right field line, but slicing. That'll make it out of play down the right field line. A deeper part down right field. Past the EdCo fans that are lined up down the side there. And the count is 0-1. With 2 outs, you may see Bariski more of a threat here to run, I would think.
And she's got good speed.
And here is now the 0-1 pitch to Alvis. Bouncing ball, get past the glove of Flanagan. Diving for it is Bridgewater. Flips it to second base. Do they get the out there? They do not. Great effort by Bridgewater, diving towards the bag and about 3 feet away. Flipped it to the shortstop, Benish, but safe there at second base is Boriski with her speed. An infield single for Alvis.
Yeah, so we see that speed again from Boriski. She gets down to second in a hurry there.
And that brings up Audrey Helmrich. So 2 on for the Vikings with 2 outs. Helmrich's a strikeout victim. Her last at-bat, she is 0 for 1. Good speed on the base pass. Changeup that becomes more like an eephus pitch and is way upstairs and high. And the count is 1-0. That was a grip problem on that one.
Yeah, I don't think she quite had control of that one.
Number 3 spot in the lineup for the Vikings with Boriski at second, Alvis at first. First pitch there. It is inside after the 1-0 pitch there. It's actually 2-0 now to Helmrichs. So this for EdCo. Your leading RBI, one of your leading RBI players, Helmrichs, trails Eckelceder RBI-wise, and here's a chance with the Vikings needing a 2-out hit. 2-0 pitch to Helmrichs, takes it. It's the inside corner, and again, pitch at the knees. Called once again for a strike. It's there.
That spot is, if you could stay there all night as a pitcher, I think you would.
And Flanagan, that again is a hitter. You're not going to get your arms extended on that. You got to turn quick. 2-1 pitch to Helmrichs, and there's that same pitch inside. Helmrichs took a cut at it, but again, you can't get around on it. Missed it. Evened up at 2-2.
Yeah, I wonder if Flanagan's realized that, hey, if I hit that spot, it's going to be tough to hit.
Well, especially if Helmrichs gets her arms extended, that leads to so much more power. Here's the 2-2 pitch in the dirt, trying to go downstairs again, but missed low. Count goes to full, which will start the runners in motion here with 2 outs.
So they'll get an extra jump here.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Helmrichs with 2 out and 2 on for the Vikings, trailing 2-0. Flanagan's pitch, bouncing ball, foul, and that'll go back of home plate. And we'll do it again at a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Boriski just exploding off the bag at second base on that full count pitch.
She's got tremendous speed. Anything past the infield, I think she's going to score.
Boriski, a hurdler, by the way. So, again, from the starting blocks at second base right now. Helmrichs looking at another full count pitch. Alvis behind Boriski at first base. And Flanagan now sets. Here's your 3-2 offering, and that ball fisted, and that's into center field. It's a base hit. McMahon gets it on a hop. They throw it into the infield where it's cut off there. Boriski scores from second. It's a base hit for Helmrichs and an RBI, and the Vikings back within 2-1.
Yeah, just like we said, great speed out of Boriski. She gets that little bit of head start, and that ball was hit hard right at the center fielder, but her speed just easily scores.
And because they got it to the cutoff in the middle of the field, Alvis had to stay at second base. So they realized they were going to concede the run there. They did not have a play on Boriski. Alvis advancing to second. Helmrichs with a base hit. All of this happening with 2 outs. There's still 2 on. And Rachel Eckelceder, who singled her last at-bat, really has a chance to help herself out here.
Yeah, if she can get another big hit here, the EdCo could tie this thing up.
You've got good speed at second base as well. By the way, Helmrichs replaced by a courtesy runner.
I think it's number 8, but I'm not
and I believe
sure
you are right there, but pass that along.
It'd be Emma Stainer.
And it is Stainer indeed. She was the courtesy runner the other night. First pitch to Eckelceder, low and inside, catches the corner. It's a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So after giving up 2 in the bottom of the second, the Vikings have answered here in the third. And the pitch outside to Eckelceder as rain now picking up again here at North Linn.
A little heavier now.
Yeah, we've got a little light rain falling, so that has brought out everybody's umbrellas, though many people haven't put them down. Not enough to stop the ball game, but it is going to be something to keep an eye on here, especially anything to the outfield.
Yeah, it's going to make any throw coming from the outfield real interesting.
2 balls and a strike. And behind is Flanagan on, once again, Eckelceder. So Flanagan tries to work back. 2-1 pitch to Eckelceder. Pops it up. That's out of play over the backstop area. And as we say that, the rain falls a little harder here.
Yeah.
We were told there'd be another band coming through. And this may be what they were talking about, huh?
Hopefully this is it, yeah.
And we'll continue to play on through it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But it is a steady rain now here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild. Here's a bouncing ball. That's into center field for a base hit for Eckelceder. Alvis waved around from second. Here's the throw to the plate. She beats it. Scores standing up. Steiner advances to third. Eckelceder advances on the throw into the infield. It's a base hit for Eckelceder and an RBI. 4 Vikings have reached in a row. We're tied at 2 here in the third.
Yeah, great hit by Eckelceder, and this time they do go for the throw to home, and that allows the runners both to move up. So still second and third for the Vikings here.
So Stainer's over at third base. Eckelceder with a base hit and an RBI brings up Reagan Stelkin. Stelkin, a strikeout victim. The inning started with Kirby popping up and Bockenstedt bouncing out to second. In 3 pitches, there was 2 outs. But since then, Boreski has walked and scored. Alvis has singled and scored. And Helmrich and Eckelceder have delivered RBI singles. Swinging through the first pitch is Stelkin. The count is 0-1. And Stelkin, a strikeout victim, her last at-bat. Vikings confident they could put the ball into play tonight, and they have done that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, 4 have reached in a row as Flanagan takes time for a second. Our home plate umpire may want a couple of more softballs brought in. They are using extra softballs tonight, but again, we just had a ball that went to the outfield, and anything to the outfield is going to have to be brought in right away.
Yeah, and I think that's you got to test every throw from the outfield, I think, with as slippery as that ball is going to be.
And time taken here by Coach Spores for North Linn, and they are going to bring out a towel here on the pitcher's mound. So not only a rosin bag, but they will allow the pitcher Flanagan there to have a towel out there. I don't know if she's just going to tuck it in the back pocket is what she's going to do, but she can throw with that. So anything the pitchers can do, and Eckelceder will have the same luxury if she decides to do that in the bottom of the third. Meanwhile, first pitch there was a strike. This pitch is low to Stelkin inside. The count goes to 1-1. Vikings answering here in the third.
Yeah, just tremendous answer by the Vikings.
1-1, still 2 in scoring position. So EdCo trying to get the lead here. You see Flanagan again stepping off the mound and going to that towel in the back hip pocket. And the 0-2 or the 1-1 pitch is fouled out of play by Stelkin. The count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. But yeah, these pitchers are having to deal with this.
Yeah, it's tough for the pitchers as well. We mentioned the outfielders on throws, but the pitchers, they really need to have a dry grip on the ball.
Especially,
and it's tough.
as we mentioned, everything they throw is moving.
Yep.
So it's a ball and 2 strikes. So grip, obviously pertinent for both these kids. 1-2 pitch there to Stelkin. Swings right through a pitch at the knees. It is strikeout number 3. It's actually dropped by the catcher, Payton, so she'll record the strikeout at first base. That is the 4th strikeout for Flanagan, and that does it for the Vikings in the top of the third. But they pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2 in scoring position. We're tied at 2 with EdCo and North Linn heading to the bottom of the third.
This is Beth from Sode's Green Acre Country Market and Cafe in Guttenberg. Are you headed to the Mississippi this weekend? Stop into Sode's Green Acre. You'll find some yummy snacks, heat and serve entrees, seafood, Edgewood Locker meats, and a huge selection of spirits, wine, and craft beer from Iowa distilleries, vineyards, and breweries. Whether you're stocking the fridge at the cabin, taking it with you on the boat, or looking for some fun gift ideas, you'll find a taste of Iowa at Sode's Green Acre in Guttenberg. Find us on Facebook to find out more, because Sode's is more than just a store.
This is Chris Holbert, General Manager of Hall Robertson Incorporated in Postville. We would like to wish the area student athletes both a safe and successful sports season. We have been a community-based company since 1864, servicing and supporting the area ag industry with products necessary for daily success. We look forward to continuing to serve and support both the ag industry and high school athletes in our surrounding communities. Thank you and good luck from the families at Hall Robertson.
So we go to the top, or actually bottom of the third inning. Ellie Flanagan, Skylar Benish, Jersey Payton to lead things off. 2, 3, and 4 in the North Linn lineup. First pitch was a ball to Flanagan, who singled her last at-bat. Takes a pitch there, and that's a strike, and a changeup from Eckelceder. Count goes to 0-2. North Linn scored 2 runs with the bottom of their lineup in the second inning. EdCo scored 2 runs with the top of their lineup in the top of the third. So we're tied at 2 in the third inning. The 0-2 pitch inside. Flanagan has to back away from that one, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, big inning here for EdCo if they can get through the 2, 3, 4 hitters.
How important was that for the Vikings to answer? And again, just scoring 1, but then scoring 2. And here's a pitch that is a called strike, and the count was actually 2-1. So it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Flanagan 2-2 is the count. We were off on one of the pitches there, so it's now evened up. 2-2 pitch to Flanagan. That is low and inside. The count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was huge for EdCo to answer right back and tie this game right back up.
And again, full count now to the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 3rd inning, the 2 spot in the lineup. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Eckelceder, by the way, does not have a towel out with her. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Flanagan fists that one down the right field line. Giving chase is the second baseman Jones, along with the right fielder Boreski, but that falls against the fence. They could not get to it as it was softly hit down the line. And also giving chase was Stelkin, but well out of their reach. And it's a full count again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll do it again with Flanagan to lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. EdCo dropped a 1-run game to North Linn. They were swept in the doubleheader, but it's the 1-run game they've been focusing on. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It is high. It is ball number 4. So Flanagan able to draw a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. She has reached base twice now.
Yep.
Skylar Benish is up to bat, and there will be a runner brought in this time, and it will be number 7, Sam West. So West will be the runner for Flanagan. Was Flanagan courtesy run for in the first inning?
She was, and it was Sam West. Yeah, we didn't catch that right away. But
Skylar Benish is up to bat. Benish bounced out to 3rd. So their top hitter, average-wise, takes the first pitch outside and away. The count is 1-0. Coming in, Benish was just short of 500. She was 61 of 123. So she's actually dropped to about 492 on the season instead of getting up to 500. 1-0 is the count, and Benish lifts a high fly ball, a high pop-up. Stelkin giving chase, and that will make it foul and out of her reach up the line as the second baseman Jones gave chase there just past the edge of the infield, but harmlessly falls for a strike, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, tough angle for the first baseman there to get that one.
And the only chance is maybe the second baseman gets over there, but that was just pushed away from all the action. So a ball and a strike. So Benish hit a hard ground ball to the third baseman Everett, who made a good play in the first. 1-1 pitch. Benish takes it high. The count goes to 1-1. So the leadoff runner on, bottom of the 3rd inning, tied at 2. And you don't expect Benish to bunt.
No.
She can move her all the way around with one swing of the bat. And takes a pitch high there, and the count goes to 2-1. The first time through the first 3 batters, they went a combined, the first 4 batters went a combined 1 for 4. So EdCo won that battle. But now Flanagan has reached with West taking over for her at first base. 3-1 is the count. 3-1 pitch there. That is low. It is outside. It is ball number 4. So back-to-back walks. We mentioned Eckelceder, who hasn't walked anybody here in the first 2 tournament games. She has been outstanding. Has issued back-to-back walks to lead things off in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Jersey Payton, the catcher, is up to bat. Payton bounced back to the mound. She is 0 for 1. So the 2 and 3 spots in the Northland lineup are on, and there is nobody out. And Coach Spores takes time to have a conversation with his catcher, Jersey Payton.
Yeah, and I know Eckelceder's being a little careful with those 2 and 3 hitters there. With those walks.
And a little too careful because there is nobody out and there is 2 on. Payton looks to bunt, bluffs, takes the pitch high. The count is 1-0. So this is the part of the lineup where North Linn showing some confidence that their cleanup hitter can get down a bunt. And the first pitch high, the count is 1-0. And this would be a straight sacrifice. 1-0 pitch, takes it high. The count is 2-0. And what suddenly happened here on the mound, huh?
Yeah, she's lost her control just a little bit. You wonder if that wetness is getting to her.
Yeah, a good job by Eckelceder stepping off and now resetting on the mound. So here is now the 2-0 pitch, and that is a pitch that is a called strike. Caught the upper part of the strike zone. The count is 2-1 as Payton stepped into it but took the pitch. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, some of the Northland fans maybe didn't agree, but it was right there.
2 balls and a strike. Eckelceder. And here is now the 2-1 offering, and they look to bunt, but missing the pitch is Payton. Again, that was a prize ball that was moving up, and Payton missed the bunt attempt, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes, now evened up. So with 2 strikes, I would think that bunt's off now. Yep. Should be anyway.
I think she's swinging away here.
And her job will be to put the ball into play to try to move them over. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eckelceder could help herself out here with a strikeout. Nobody out. 2-2 pitch. It is high. The count goes to full. at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So she has walked the first 2 batters, now went to a full count on the cleanup hitter for North Linn.
Yeah, 3-2, 3-1, and 3-2 now.
And a full count once again. Eckelseeder, the 3-2 pitch, and taking the pitch high and inside. And Eckelseeder, you could see, thought that it was a strike just by her reaction. As both hands come to the hip, the pitch high, it is ball number 4. And the bases walked loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Kylie Munson, the first baseman up to bat. And Coach Hubert takes time for EdCo to bring in the entire infield here.
Yeah, she wanted that pitch, just missed there.
Yeah, you could see, and this is part of this timeout taken by Coach Hubert to settle down her pitcher here. And again, you're talking, this is still a freshman on the mound.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
Right.
But the bases are now loaded here, and let's see what EdCo decides to do defensively. There's a lot of teams that automatically the infield comes in, bases loaded, no matter what the score. There's some teams that do that.
Yeah.
Let's see what they decide to do here. But North Linn has the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Munson bounced out to second, so put the ball into play. And Alvis and also Everett give a little extra slap to Eckelseeder there on the mound to make sure that she is ready to go. And Munson, 0 for 1. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters have all walked. 3 walks issued by Eckelseeder. She has only struck out 1. First pitch to Munson. It's a rise ball high. The count is 1-0. So now, if you are Eckelseeder here, you cannot afford to fall behind anymore.
Yeah, no place to put them, and you don't want to have to groove something down the middle.
And 1-0 is the count, and that pitch is a rise ball. It's onto the strike zone, and those 2 pitches have missed high and not close. So 2-0 as Eckelseeder again steps back off the mound and will step back onto the mound, getting ready to set. She'll have to climb the ladder. 2-0 pitch there, and it's a rise ball that is high. Did not catch the strike zone. Those are 3 straight pitches that are missed upstairs, and those 3 were all balls.
Yeah, those are all clearly balls, so she's struggling a little bit with her command right now.
So bases loaded here, taking all the way has to be Munson. 3-0 pitch, and that one is grooved and a little something off by Eckelseeder. It's a strike. EdCo defensively stays back up the middle and in at the corner, so they'll concede the run and on anything hit up the middle. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Munson, fouls it up against the backstop. So Eckelseeder, last 2 pitches, took a little something off, and the count goes to full here.
Yeah, took a little something off. They were both strikes, just to make sure she didn't walk in a run here. And it'll be interesting if she tries to put something extra on this pitch.
This is a jam. Bottom of the 3rd inning, tied at 2. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Munson. It is high, not close. It is ball number 4. So she has walked in a run. 4 walks in a row here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Munson with a walk and an RBI. Peyton McMahon is up to bat. And now time taken here by Helmrichs in the infield to bring everybody together.
Yeah, good idea here by your senior leader at catcher, kind of getting everyone in place, trying to pep up her pitcher here.
And this is 4 walks in a row. Peyton McMahon, who tripled her last at-bat and scored the first North Linn run. So this is the part of the lineup that manufactured 2 runs. McMahon had tripled. Henderson was hit by a pitch. Rayberg had struck out, and with 2 outs, the number 9 hitter, Allie Christensen, had a base hit and 2 RBIs. But this is another slap hitter in the lineup. And now we see that EdCo is in. And that pitch has popped up. It'll make it out of play past the third base dugout as giving chase was Everett, but runs out of room quickly. EdCo is in as far as the shortstop position, but the second baseman is about 10 feet in front of the line, just to the left of the pitcher, and they are in at third base. But the first baseman is deep. And here's a called strike to the outside to the left-handed hitting slap hitter McMahon. And the count goes to 0-2. So work that slap hitter away.
Yeah, first batter she started ahead on this
And
inning.
Alvis is inside the baseline at short. 0-2 pitch, and that ball taking it away outside is McMahon, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So North Linn leads 3-2 after the walk to Munson. Benish is at third, Peyton at second, Munson at first base. 1-2 is the count, and that ball slapped into left field. Giving chase, it's Kirby. It's off her glove, and it's going to roll to the fence. That'll clear the bases, as actually they wave around from third base Munson. The throw hits the helmet on the way in, and she scores. Advancing to third is going to be actually Munson, and then held there at third base is Munson. So Munson was up to bat there. Munson actually was up to bat and takes a tough line shot into left field. Correction, Munson is at third base. She stopped at third. They had to see if the ball was caught by Kirby. It was McMahon with a base hit into the left field corner as Kirby had to cover ground. Two runs actually score. They don't clear the bases.
Right, yeah, that slap hitter, that slices away from you, and she made a nice play, but just went off the tip of her glove there.
And so that will be McMahon credited with the base hit and 2 RBIs. So Harley Henderson is up to bat. It is now 5-2, North Linn in the lead. I was a runner ahead because the runners had to actually hold up at first to see if the ball was caught, and that put Munson on at third base. And here is a high pop-up in the infield. Alvis, the shortstop, right between the baseline, calls for it. That is out number 1. So Munson held at third. McMahon went to second base. She is credited there with a double and 2 RBIs. Henderson pops out to the infield for out number 1, still 2 in scoring position.
Yeah, big out. They needed to get that first out.
Lily Rayberg is up to bat. Rayberg is 0 for 1. So Benish and Payton scored on that hit. And here's a bouncing ball right side of the infield. First baseman Stelkin. She steps to the bag, then throws home, but scoring there is Munson. If she goes home right away, probably has a play. But she touched the bag for out number 2, then went home, and Munson slides in safe easily to make it 6-2 North Linn in the lead. Rayberg with a fielder's choice RBI.
Yeah, just made sure she got that out at first, but by then that extra step allowed the North Linn runner to score.
So McMahon advances to third, 4 in the inning with 1 hit in this inning. And here is a high fly ball. This is to the edge of the infield. It'll go shallow right center field, and the second baseman Jones calls for it, and that does it for North Linn in the bottom of the third. But they score 4 runs on a hit. They leave a runner at third. North Linn 6, EdCo 2. Let's take this break.
This is Beth from Sodes Green Acre, Country Market and Cafe in Guttenberg. Are you headed to the
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmers.realfood.realmeat.com.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Bloom's Flowers, Gifts, and More in Edgewood, Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living, Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, Clayton County Recycling, and by Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona. This is KCTN Sports. So North Linn scores 4 runs. They do it on a hit. 4 walks to lead the inning. They all score.
Yeah, that's killer. I know you got to be a little careful with those good hitters at the top, but those free passes are just killer.
And Echo Cedar, this tournament has not had an inning like that. Now, again, that has happened where she's had some walks from time to time. Chloe Everett, Marin Gall, and Campbell Kirby to lead things off. First pitch, bouncing ball. That is foul up the first base side, and the count is 0-1. Everett was safe on a fielder's choice. So Gall and Kirby, 6, 7, and 8 in the EdCo lineup. So North Linn scores 4 runs in the inning, and they do it on 1 hit. And Christensen ended the inning by popping out to second base. So that is 8 that went to the plate in that inning for North Linn. First pitch there, it's high. The count is 1-0, or actually a ball and a strike now. This is what we talked about. If you were EdCo, you lost a 6-5 decision to North Linn, and you figured you had to have a lower scoring game tonight.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where you can't really allow another run this game.
Pitch is high as Flanagan works the count at 2 balls and a strike. Our home plate umpire has been consistent tonight with that high pitch. He's had to bring it across the numbers in order to be a strike. And the 2-1 pitch and swinging through the inside pitch is Everett. So the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes, but a 4-run lead will allow Flanagan to really bear down.
Yeah, she can kind of throw whatever she wants right here.
Here in the top of the 4th inning, EdCo 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. For North Linn, 6 runs, 4 hits. Here's a 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Count goes to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Flanagan hasn't walked, actually has walked one, but she has thrown several pitches to several batters. I mean, she's went 2-2, 3-2 in the count.
Oh, yeah, she's gone deep in some counts.
3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. It is high. It is ball number 4. So that's the second walk issued. The Vikings, they answered after North Linn scored 2, and they've got the leadoff runner on here in the top of the 4th inning as they try to answer after North Linn scored 4 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, this is not what you want to do if you're Flanagan. You get a 4-run lead, you don't want to walk the leadoff batter to start the next inning.
So that brings up Marin Gall. Gall, the 7-hitter, bounced out to third, actually a strikeout victim. Her last at-bat, she is 0 for 1. At first base is Everett. Gall takes a pitch inside and low. The count goes to 1-0. So 6-2, North Linn in the lead. Winner of this ball game advances to a regional final Tuesday night, or actually, correction, Monday night. The baseball tournament's Tuesday night. And the pitch there to Gall, and that is a pitch called strike. Caught the top part of the strike zone, and the count goes to 1-1. Being down 6-2, does this change how EdCo is on the base paths now?
You know, maybe a little bit. I still think, Boriski and some of the girls with speed are going to try and take those extra bases.
Pitch inside to Gall. Couldn't get extended on it. Watched it go through the strike zone on the inside, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. But yeah, I mean, you just got to chip away down by 4 runs because we are already in the middle stages of this game in the 4th inning. Pitch in the dirt, and a good job there by the catcher to knock it down Peyton, but it scoots enough away from her to allow Everett to advance to second base. Peyton went down to at least block it, but it just scooted about a step and a half away, and a good read by Everett to advance to scoring position.
Great heads-up play by Everett, and the catcher couldn't quite reach it, and she took advantage.
2-2 pitch, and Gall takes a good, healthy cut, has kind of that uppercut, fouls it up against the backstop, got a piece of it, and will do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, you can see why she's got a few home runs on the year. If she gets the bat on it, it's going to go.
Vikings have had a good approach in this ball game against Flanagan offensively. And here is now your 2-2 pitch inside, and again, Gall, good cut, got a piece of it, hit off the top of the fence in front of the EdCo dugout, just up the first base side, and we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. These dugouts are a little different because they actually start in foul territory up the first base line.
Yeah.
So you actually, on the on deck, you walk forward to go to the on deck circle. And here is the 2-2 pitch, fouled back again. Gall hanging tough, making Flanagan work, and the count evened up at 2-2.
And they've done that all night. They're definitely not intimidated by Flanagan. They're up there getting their hacks, and they're making some contact.
They've seen Flanagan. Flanagan ended up coming in relief in the second game against EdCo in that doubleheader. 2-2 pitch, that's low and inside. And again, getting a piece of it is Gall, and that's about the best you can do in that inside pitch.
Yeah.
Because at least you got a piece of it there. She couldn't get turned on it. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yep, just spoil that one and keep making Flanagan work. See if you can tire her out a little bit.
Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. Vikings trail 6-2. And the 2-2 pitch is high. It is ball number 3. So the count goes to full to Marin Gall. This is been 9 pitches so far at this at-bat?
9 pitches. This will be the 10th upcoming.
And Gall rolls up the sleeves, gets back in the box with a count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 offering, and Gall, rise ball, got a piece of it, upper part there. And Gall steps back out. We'll do it again with a 3-2 count. Who's going to win this battle now?
Yeah, this is something.
This is good to see Gall battling up there. Has hit a number of foul balls, but she'd love to put something into play to at least move that runner over to third. 3-2 pitch, and Gall lifts a high fly ball. This is down the right field line. Giving chase is the right fielder, Hoover. She'll run out of room. Second baseman Bridgewater ended up over there as well, covering a ton of ground, but about halfway down the line, that makes it out of play. And we'll do it again with a 3-2 count. So the battle continues for another pitch.
Pitch 13 coming up here.
Back out of the box, and now stepping back in is the hitter Gall. Still a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 3-2 pitch. It is low, it's inside, and Gall wins the battle. So the second walk back-to-back here, the third walk issued by Flanagan, and there's runners on second and first, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, just an outstanding job by Gall to work that walk there.
Campbell Kirby now up to bat. Kirby tried to bunt last time, if you remember, but popped up into a ball that was in foul territory. Popped up there for the out. And now time taken by the head coach there of North Linn. So Coach Spores takes time out to have a conversation, and just like Eckelceder in the top of the fourth inning, suddenly his pitcher struggling with the strike zone.
Yeah, you just saw the EdCo pitcher, Eckelceder, struggle a little bit. Now your pitcher has walked the first two. You don't want to see what happened to EdCo happen to yourself here. So good timeout by Coach Spores.
Light rain continues to fall in a ball game that right now is almost an hour old. And there's been opportunities for both these teams.
Yeah, a lot of base runners. Probably a few more than I thought there'd be at this point in the game.
We were expecting maybe a 4-3 ball game would be a high-scoring game. We didn't think they'd play a 6-5 game like they played earlier. But if EdCo's going to win this ball game, they're going to have to put up some runs, and they're going to have to win a high-scoring game. Runners on second and first with nobody out. Campbell Kirby now up to bat. First pitch looks to bunt it down. It's charging. The third baseman Christensen fields it. The low throw, digging it out there at first base is Munson. Good stretch by Munson on a low throw. But Campbell Kirby does her job. A sacrifice bunt. Everett to third. Gall to second base. There's 2 on and 1 out for EdCo.
Yeah, great bunt there and almost a disaster for North Linn, but great job by digging that throw out.
Christensen charged in and Munson saved her on the other end. Ellie Bockenstedt bounced out to third, takes the first pitch high. The count is 1-0. Both these teams play in at the corners, but North Linn's third baseman Christensen plays about a step and a half closer than what the third baseman Everett does for EdCo. She is in on a pitch. Pitch there, and it's a called strike to Bockenstedt. The count goes to 1-1. So the number 9 hitter will try to put the ball into play. North Linn stays back, middle of the infield. So again, it's a case there that anything in the middle of the infield should likely plate a run for EdCo. Rise ball stays out of the strike zone. The count goes to 2-1. So these pitchers haven't gotten that high pitch they've been looking to get, and the hitters have done a great job of not chasing them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Hitters are laying off that, which is good. It's good plate discipline.
2 balls and a strike, 2-1 pitch, and Bockenstedt lines that ball right to the second baseman, Bridgewater. She goes to second, but Gall, heady base running, gets back in there standing up. That ball hit hard. A line shot by Bockenstedt, but right into the glove of Bridgewater. Second out, and runners continue to hold at the base path, second and third.
Yeah, hit hard, but unfortunately for EdCo, right at the second baseman.
And that brings up now Lily Buriski at the top of the lineup. Buriski bounced out to second, walked and scored last inning. Pitch at the knees, and that pitch misses low, and the count is 1-0. It is not often that Flanagan has missed on that pitch. Boy, EdCo had 2 walks to start the inning, bunted them over to second and third, and they want to at least get 1 back here. Pitch to Buriski, and Buriski pops that up, slicing away down the right field line, well out of play, and the count is 1-1. So Buriski will have to come through with 2 outs.
Yeah, she did the other inning. She was the one that started with a walk there.
That ball to Bridgewater, a step over to the right, step to the left, you score 2. Buriski swings right through an inside pitch there. The count is 1-2.
Yeah, right, left, a little higher. Both of those runners would have scored there.
Bridgewater, an experienced middle infielder, so she was right on that line drive, a step to her right. 1-2 pitch to Buriski, called strike 3 on the outside. Strikeout number 4 by Flanagan. The Vikings threaten, but they leave 2 in scoring position. No runs, no hits. Again, stranding 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 6-2, North Linn. Hey sports fans, take a time out and call Garms Financial Services. Their team of agents can show you how to save money on all your insurance needs with Grinnell Mutual. Whether you need auto, home, farm, crop, or business insurance, Garms Financial Services has you covered. You'll also receive quality protection, expert advice, and local friendly service. Call Brian Bugenhagen, Cheryl Wagner, Emily Bazin, or Kayla Olson today for a free competitive quote. Garms Financial Services in Elkader, your trusted choice agency.
Join Freedom Bank in supporting our local students and their after-school activities. They are the building blocks to a brighter future for everyone. Whether cheering them on from the stands or participating in community programs, you'll always find Freedom Bank rooting for the home team in Elkader, Monona, Postville, Waukon, Decorah, and the surrounding communities. We empower success. Member FDIC.
Bottom of the 4th inning, back to the top of the lineup for North Linn. They lead 6-2. Kenzie Bridgewater, Ellie Flanagan, Skylar Benish to lead things off. So this is the top of the lineup. We talk about having to navigate the top of the lineup. There's action, by the way, in the North Linn sideline. But this is the 3rd time the top of the lineup has been up for North Linn in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that's they're turning the lineup over.
And Bridgewater is 0 for 2. First pitch lines that into right center field. That's a base hit, and it's going to scoot by the center fielder Bockenstedt. By that time, she picks it up. Bridgewater able to wheel to second base. She'll slide. She doesn't need to. It is a leadoff double here in the bottom of the fourth inning as the throw comes in late from the outfield.
Yeah, just a great piece of hitting there by Bridgewater.
Even if that ball is cut off by Bockenstedt or Boriski, Bridgewater has 2.
Yeah, she's got great speed there.
Ellie Flanagan is up to bat. Flanagan singled, walked, and West scored for her. So it's 6-2, North Linn in the lead. That is their 5th hit of the ball game. And one of the hardest hit balls hit by Bridgewater. Pitch to Flanagan and fouls that one over the backstop. The count is 0-1. North Linn is a team that has had great success with Flanagan and then her sister, of course, previously.
Yep.
State championship 2 years ago. And a team that is ranked 2nd this year. So plenty of experience back. A pitch there is inside, and the count goes to a ball and a strike. So this is a team that you're not going to rattle. Been there, done that.
Right, yeah, they've got plenty of big game experience.
Ball and a strike to the number 2 hitter in the lineup. 1-1 pitch. Flanagan hits the bouncing ball. Second baseman backhanding it is Jones. Turns, fires to first base. And a good play there by Jones. Stelkin records the out there. Jones able to backhand it, ranging towards second base. Bridgewater advances to third, but it's out number 1 here in the 4th.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball. Great job by Jones, ranging to her right, using the backhand and making a nice play there, although it does advance the runner.
So Flanagan still ends up with a productive at-bat, moving the runner over to third base, and now you've got Skylar Benish up to bat. Benish, first pitch there is a strike that was fouled, and the count is 0-1. So Benish bounced out to third, walked. This is where EdCo, in the ball game they lost by a run earlier this year, was very selective and had some of those intentional walks. Benish looks to bunt, and it was a suicide squeeze as Bridgewater was running. She reached out for it, but fouls it back, and the count goes to 0-2. So Benish showing that, yes, I have power, but I can also play small ball too.
Yeah, any run here is big, and yeah, suicide squeeze, she was able to just get a piece of that ball.
But she didn't quite get to show us the entire game because that was a foul ball. So 0-2 is the count. 0-2 pitch to Benish, takes it outside and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. But that was a straight suicide squeeze as Bridgewater was off and running on the pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Eckelseeder, the 1-2 pitch, Benish takes it outside. Twice she's worked her away, and Benish has not been tempted to take that pitch. Number 28, Kylie Munson, is working in the North Linn bullpen. And she's the number 2 pitcher for North Linn. And here is the pitch to once again Benish, who slams it between short and third into left field with a base hit. She didn't need to get the bunt down. Used her power, ropes it into left field. Base hit and an RBI. It's 7-2. North Linn in the lead now.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful swing. Just turned on that and hard line shot to the left field.
And that brings up Jersey Payton, the catcher. Payton bounced back to the mound, walked and scored. North Linn, after threatening in the first inning, they left a runner in scoring position. They have scored 2 in the second, 4 in the third, and they have scored here in the 4th, and now leading 7-2. First pitch there inside, and off and running, by the way, and stealing second base is Benish. Payton thought that as she turned on the inside pitch that maybe it got a piece of her. It did not, and the count is 1-0. So it just breezed by Payton, but a stolen base by Benish into scoring position. And here's the ball that is popped up. Second baseman Jones comes running in towards the baseline, makes the play on the soft liner. Benish bluffs as if she's tagging from second. Jones looks her back, but that's out number 2 as Payton hits a soft liner in the infield for the second out to Jones. And that brings up Kylie Munson, the first baseman. Munson, who was just down in the bullpen, quickly had to run to the on-deck circle. And without a few cuts, she's able to step into the box. Bounced out to second, walked to drive in a run, and later scored. Fouls that one up against the EdCo dugout up the first base side. The count is 0-1. Big difference in this ball game, the 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yep, those 4 walks really hurt.
Yep, all scored in the 4th inning. And the Vikings now trail by 5 runs. 0-1 is the count. Eckelseeder's 0-1 pitch. That's hit off the end of the bat and foul. So Munson hit a cue shot that actually went behind the catcher. And the count is 0-2.
I think she took a little something off that, changed speeds nicely there.
Talk about the concern for the top 3 hitters for North Linn. They have scored 3 runs. So they have had a factor in this ball game, but it was the bottom of the lineup that actually started them out. This ball, a late swing and a defensive swing on the inside pitch by Munson. Fouls it up against the EdCo dugout up the first base side. The count remains 0-2.
Yeah, the top three are, they've done some damage, but you're going to expect them to do some damage. They haven't killed them. It's been the other hitters that have really chipped in and really hurt the Vikings.
By the way, our sprinkles, they have primarily stopped here, so maybe that's the last of the rain tonight. During that top of the third inning, when EdCo was up to bat, that was the hardest it was raining. As here is now the offering, and checking the swing there is going to be Munson. Took that pitch, and it goes to 0-2. She got a piece of it. So she did check the swing and hit it off the end of the bat. So again, we'll do it 0-2. That ball was tracked down by the first baseman Stelkin as it ricocheted off the backstop up the first base side. Eckelseeder now sets, delivers. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball right side of the infield. Jones able to take a step to her right. Fields it. The throw over to Stelkin. There's the third out of the inning. But for North Linn, they add on a run. 2 hits. They leave a runner. We've played 4. It is now 7-2. North Linn leads EdCo.
When I started out in the car business, my dad gave me some good advice. Hi, it's Forrest Brown with the Browns family of dealerships. What my dad told me is when you sell someone their first car, you need a good sales department. But if you expect to sell them their second, third, and fourth car, you better have a great service department. Visit any one of the Browns family of dealerships in Guttenberg, Elkader, West Branch, or Victory Ford in Dyersville and find out why Browns is your hometown dealer, no matter where your hometown may be.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by G&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, and Arlington, member FDIC, Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Myers Auto Service in Monona, Rise and Shine Nutrition on West Bridge Street in Elkader, Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa, and Rivals Inc. Custom gear, screen printing, embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com. Top of the 5th inning, EdCo trails 7-2. Claire Alvis, Audrey Helmrichs, Rachel Eckelseeder, 2, 3, and 4 to lead things off here for the Vikings. And this is where you get to the later stages. You want the heart of the lineup to start to lead the way as they try to come back from a 5-run deficit. A score on the other side of the bracket. Calamus-Wheatland leads Central City 6-1. It's an all Tri-Rivers region.
Yeah.
Basically, we had the Upper Iowa Conference teams was Central Keyhigh, but tons of Tri-Rivers teams. The final 4 teams are all from the Tri-Rivers Conference. So somebody from the Tri-Rivers is going to go to state out of these 4 teams. And leading things off is Claire Alvis, takes the pitch high. The count is 1-0. Alvis is 1 for 2. Bounced back to the mound, singled and scored. EdCo, 2 runs, 4 hits. They scored 2 runs in the 3rd inning on 3 hits. North Linn has 7 runs, and they have 6 hits in the ball game. Pitch in the dirt there. The count goes to now 2-0. So continuing is Flanagan into inning number 4 for North Linn. And as we mentioned, she has been their number 1 pitcher for a couple of seasons, been their number 1 pitcher. And it is 2-0. 2-0 offering, bouncing ball right side of the infield. Second baseman Bridgewater, good form, stays right down on it. Got a good second hop to handle. Flips it to the first baseman Munson, and it's 1 up and 1 down in the top of the 5th inning. Alvis bounces out to second.
Yep. Helmrichs and Eckelseeder coming up. They need to get some runners here.
So Audrey Helmrichs is 1 for 2. Strikeout victim in the first, but singled in a run as part of that 2-run second inning. And the first pitch is a changeup and gets it across for a strike. The count is 0-1. She tried to lead her with a changeup last time and missed, but that one was a nice pitch on the inside.
That really caught her by surprise.
And even a nice approval from the crowd on that one. 0-1 is the count. And you get that pitch across there. It makes that little more rise ball, a little more pop to it. Here's a strike on the inside to Helmrich. So that last one was just good hitting speed, but you're not expecting the changeup.
Yep.
And she brought back the rise ball there on the second pitch. So the count is 0-2. 0-2 pitch to Helmrichs, lifts a high pop up. Catcher giving chase, and now the third baseman calls her off, and that is Christensen, who drops the ball in foul territory by the North Linn on deck circle. It'll be an error charged on the play. Christensen just had to take a step back at the last minute, misjudged it, and new life for Helmrichs.
Yeah, that was up there in the sky, and she just overran it just a little bit.
And again, Helmrichs now with 1 out, able to see what she can do with the count at 0-2. Here is the 0-2 pitch. It is low. As a matter of fact, it ricocheted off the glove of Peyton as it hit the back of the plate and bounced away. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Actually bounced into the Northland dugout.
So that ball took a wicked hop there. Flanagan, good ball movement there. So, yeah, it's going to spin around, isn't it?
Yep.
A ball and 2 strikes is the count once again. Flanagan's 1-2 pitch. There's that changeup and hit Helmrichs. So Helmrichs hit by the pitch. It's a 1-out base runner. It's the first batter that, once again, Flanagan has hit. She has walked 3 in this ball game, but it brings up Rachel Eckelceder. Eckelceder has 2 of the 4 EdCo hits. She is 2 for 2, singled in a run her last at-bat.
Yeah, she's hit the ball well.
And again, we will see Stainer as the courtesy runner for EdCo. So Stainer has the courtesy runner for the catcher in Helmrich. So Stainer takes over at first base. 1 out. Rachel Eckelceder up to bat. Vikings trailing by 5 runs. Pitch to Eckelceder, misses away. The rise ball not there. The count goes to 1-0.
Well, we said they needed base runners, and Helmrich does her job and gets on base.
This is what we mentioned now, but down by 5 runs, is EdCo as aggressive on the base pass, not wanting to run into an out on the base pass, but they don't have to worry about stealing because here's a wild pitch. Goes off the glove of Peyton, who at least got to it, the rise ball away. Helmrich goes into scoring, or correction, I should say, Stainer goes into scoring position now on what is ball 2 to Rachel Eckelceder.
Yeah, she didn't have to worry about trying to steal. That one wasn't easy. She could have walked there on that one.
Needless to say, both these pitchers not A-plus stuff tonight. Pitch to Eckelceder, good cut on the inside. The count is 2-1. Good stuff.
Yeah.
But not the A-game stuff they have from time to time.
Not consistently. You know, you've seen some really good pitches at times, but then you've seen them struggle at times as well.
And part of that is they're facing some pretty good lineups. 2-1 pitch, it's away. The count goes to 3-1. And, yes, they have had some problems with some walks here or there from time to time.
And some wet balls from here and there, too.
Yeah, it doesn't make things any easier for the pitcher. 3-1 on a damp night. 3-1 pitch to Eckelceder. Pops it up. This is up the first base side. Giving chase there is the first baseman, Mormon. Drifts to the coach's box there on the first base side. Calls for it. Eckelceder on a 3-1 pitch. Pops up into foul territory. And that's out number 2 to the first baseman, Munson. And brings up Reagan Stelkin, now the first baseman. Stelkin is 0 for 2. She has struck out twice. Good speed at second base, by the way, in Stainer. So now 2 outs. First pitch there to Stelkin. It's high. The count is 1-0. The other thing is, and the reason why we say there's been more balls thrown in this game than what these pitchers are used to, is because nobody has been tempted by the rise ball out of the strike zone.
Yeah, they're not chasing. Good discipline by both teams.
1-0 pitch, bouncing ball up the first base side, picked up there by the first baseman, and that is going to be Munson, and she'll just tag the runner right in front of her in Stelkin, and that does it for EdCo in the top of the 5th inning. No runs, they end up with no hits, and they leave a runner. We've played 4.5, and it is now 7-2. Once again, North Linn in the lead. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union are proud sponsors of high school sports. We are committed to bringing our patients the highest level of total eye care with detailed one-on-one attention. Our offices offer the newest technology and equipment with a professional team of experienced staff that is committed to you. Call us today for your next total eye care appointment. The Woodland Eye Clinic in Elkader and West Union supports all of our local athletes taking the field or court this season.
Are you looking for a new career? We're looking for a motivated, reliable worker with auto body experience or just mechanically inclined. Are you detail-oriented and looking for a challenge? An opportunity for growth? Want to work on an ever-changing variety of vehicles? We offer a laid-back work environment, high-end pay, great benefits, flexible work hours, and much more. Qualified candidates can expect high-end compensation. You won't be disappointed. Call Bob at Top Gun Customs to learn all the details. 563-964-9899.
So there's a pitching change for EdCo here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and it will be Lily Boriski. And Boriski had some success throwing against EdCo. She pitched, actually, that 6-5 ball game that they lost. Boriski comes in as the pitcher. Rachel Eckelceder goes to third base. Chloe Everett, I believe, goes to right field. We'll try to figure out the rest of this. And it is 19 in right field, and that is going to be Marin Gall, who's actually the designated player. So Gall actually enters the ball game there at right field, in the right field spot. So that's the substitution. And Chloe Everett was, once again, who was playing third base, is now, as far as a role player on the bench, so has a chance to come in. She will stay in the lineup, though. So Peyton McMahon to lead things off, followed by Harley Henderson, Lily Rayberg to lead things off. This will be 6, 7, and 8 in the Northland lineup. A slap hitter bouncing ball that is fouled, gloved by Helmrichs just in the right-handed hitter's box as the left-handed McMahon fouled it. And the count is 0-1. McMahon with a triple and a run scored and doubled in 2 runs as part of that 4-run third inning. So Boriski will go through her numbers in just a bit. Here in the 5th inning, first pitch, and this time hits McMahon. McMahon started in the back of the box, runs up, and is hit by the pitch. Boriski has, and this is where EdCo has had 2 pitchers all season long, and both freshmen. So the future, again, bright when you're talking about 2 freshman pitchers. Boriski 10-6. This is her 21st appearance. She has made 18 starts, throwing 101 innings, which is second to Eckelceder's 134. She has allowed 110 hits, 50 earned runs, walking 56 and striking out 76. First pitch there to Henderson. It's a ball. The count is 1-0.
Yeah, she's maybe not quite the strikeout pitcher that Eckelceder is, but she's a good pitcher.
And Henderson hit by a pitch and scored, popped out to short, and fouls that one out of play. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. So we're in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Eckelceder was solid, but struggled in the 3rd inning with those 4 walks.
Yep.
Did respond in the 4th inning.
Yeah, other than those 4 walks, did a nice job.
And swinging through that pitch is Henderson, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. But again, EdCo going to give Northland a different look here.
Yeah, and that can't hurt either.
Bottom of the lineup, which has hit the ball well for Northland. And here is the pitch outside. Off and running is McMahon. The throw to second base, and it scoots by. I think McMahon slides in safe anyway as it scoots by, picked up by Bach instead on a low throw to second base. But now Northland plays for insurance, leading 7-2 here in the 5th.
Yeah, would have been close. I think she maybe had it stolen, but it would have been close.
McMahon, good speed. Henderson took the pitch. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. What's cool tonight is we've got 3 umpires doing the game. You always get that in the regional semifinal. And, of course, now with the runner at second base, they'll shift over to where the umpires on the field are at 3rd and 2nd. And here is the 2-2 pitch. It is low. It is ball number 3. So a full count for Eckelceder. 4 innings, allowed 6 hits, 7 runs, and all of those runs are earned. But she walked 4, and that was where the numbers were a little skewed. It only struck out 1. And the 3-2 pitch fouled back again by Henderson. We'll do it again. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, like we said, those 4 walks were just killer in that 3rd inning.
We saw Northland with action in their bullpen last inning, and they are going to start action in their bullpen again this inning. And it is, once again, going to be number 28, and that is Munson. 3-2 pitch. It is inside. It is ball number 4. So Henderson walks. McMahon hit by the pitch. There's runners on 2nd and 1st, and there is nobody out for Northland, leading 8-2 right now.
Yeah,
or correction, 7-2. Sorry.
This is kind of looking like the 3rd inning, which is not good if you're EdCo.
Lily Rayberg is 0 for 2. Struck out, bounced out to second, looks to bunt, and reaches up for it and lays it foul up the first base line, where it's fielded there by Stelkin. And that was a high pitch that Rayberg just kind of stabbed at. And that's a tough pitch. The only thing you're going to do is pop that ball up. She was fortunate that it wasn't any closer for Stelkin to try to get to it. So North Linn, as we said, playing for some insurance. As that pitch fouled up, she did not try to bunt after the 0-1 pitch, fouled that one back, and the count goes to 0-2.
Well, if they get a big enough lead, maybe they pull Flanagan and save her a little bit and can pitch Munson a little too.
And 0-2 is the count. 0-2 pitch, swinging right through it is Rayberg. Strikeout number 1 for Boriski, and it's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. So Boriski gets her first strikeout, but more importantly, with 2 on, out number 1.
Yeah, big out. They needed that out.
Allie Christensen is up to bat. Christensen is 1 for 2, a base hit and 2 RBIs, popped out to second base. Takes the pitch. That inside pitch has been there all night long. Inside, lower corner, across the knees. The count goes to 0-1 to Christensen. The 7-hitter McMahon has 2 RBIs. The 6-hitter McMahon. The 8-hitter Rayberg has an RBI. And the 9th hitter Christensen has 2 RBIs. As that pitch is high, the count is 1-1.
Yeah, so like we said, we expect the 1 through 4 to hurt you a little bit, but it's been after that's really been doing the damage.
You're so concerned about the top of their lineup, and here's a ball that is fouled down the right field line. It'll clear past the dugout out of play, and it goes to a ball and 2 strikes. But you're so concerned about the top of their lineup, and you should be, don't get me wrong, because those are these in unbelievable numbers, but up and down the lineup, they're getting production. Here's a slow bouncing ball. Shortstop, cut off by the third baseman, Eckelseeder. Good throw there to cross the diamond to Stelkin. And just out at first base is Christensen as McMahon advances to third, Henderson to second. And a good job by Eckelseeder. That's her play, arranging over to the left. Fields it on a strong throw to Stelkin. They get Christensen by a step at first base for out number 2.
Yeah, she's got a really good arm there. She throws obviously a lot of underhand being a pitcher, but she can throw it hard overhand as well.
Kenzie Bridgewater up to bat. Bridgewater is 1 for 3. Bounced out to third, popped out, and doubled and scored. Fouls that one out of play. The count is 0-1. The left-handed slap hitter for North Linn. Bridgewater and McMahon. McMahon's over at third base. They are the 2 left-handed bats in the North Linn lineup. Both similarly built kids, the type of kids that you want to be slap hitters. Pitch upstairs. It's again over the head of the catcher, Helmrichs, and it one hops her as she turns and able to get the ball on the fly on that short backstop. Late break from McMahon, who wisely turned around and went back to third. Otherwise, she would have been running right into an out.
Yeah, she read that bounce well because that bounced right back to Helmrichs.
1-1 is the count. Henderson did not run her off the bag at second. 1-1 pitch, rise ball away, and it goes now to 2 balls and a strike. A little light rain now picking back up again. So it's been wet most of the night, and it has been a problem for both these teams handling a sloppy softball. Here's a high pop-up, foul territory. Giving chase is Alvis behind the bag at third base at the edge of the infield. Tracks it down in foul territory. Covering ground there is Claire Alvis, and that does it for North Linn in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits. They strand 2 in scoring position. We've played 5. 7-2, North Linn in the lead.
Find the perfect gift for birthdays, weddings, and anniversaries at Clayton Drug in Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner. Each store is unique in its own character and design, but all have gift items that would be the perfect gift. Clayton Drug is proud to carry many name brand lines such as Mud Pie, Young Living Oils, Greenleaf Candles, Melissa and Doug Educational Toys and Gifts, CJ Gibson, and many more. Check our Facebook page for shopping specials available at each location. Clayton Drug, connecting the communities of Elkader, Strawberry Point, and Sumner to service all in between.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Ray's Excavating, Little Bit of Country Stove and Fireplaces, Silver Edge Cooperative in Edgewood, Strawberry Point, and Delhi, James Rochard and Brandon Mather, agents for Community Insurance of Iowa in Edgewood, Culligan Water Conditioning in Elkader, the Lowena Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fisk Farm and Home in Monona, Cresco, and Decorah, Carr Auto Group, Bacon Concrete in Postville, Furniture Showcase in Oldvine, and RGK Portable Building, serving Northeast Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin. With a 7-2 lead now into the top of the 6th inning, EdCo trails a pitching change for North Linn. Kylie Munson takes over for Ellie Flanagan. So we mentioned both pitchers tonight, not the A-plus stuff, but they have had confidence, both these teams, in their ability to go a little deeper into the bullpen. And Munson becomes the pitcher after 5 solid innings in this ball game for Flanagan.
Yeah, Flanagan did a nice job.
Chloe Everett, Marin Gall, Campbell Kirby. This will be 6, 7, and 8 in the EdCo lineup to lead things off here. And we talk about this matchup, a great pitching matchup, and we got a good matchup tonight, but one of those nights that the pitchers, Flanagan ended up walking 3 in the ball game, so the walks were up. 5 walks issued by Eckelseeder in this ball game. One of those nights, tough night condition-wise.
Yeah, it was tough, and as we say that, the rain picks up again here.
So leading things off is, once again, EdCo. The top of the 6th inning, Chloe Everett is 0 for 1, safe on a fielder's choice, and walked. Takes the first pitch for a strike. The count is 0-1. We'll go through Munson's numbers in just a bit. And Munson is the pitcher of the future for North Linn. Pitch there that is low, throws hard. Munson this season, this is her 22nd appearance. She has made 19 starts, 13-2, 84 innings, 59 hits, allowing 28 earned runs, walked 41 and struck out 84. She has an ERA of 2.32, so she's got good numbers and throws hard. And there's a pitch inside. The count is 2-1. But now her job is to get 6 outs and get North Linn into the regional final here on Monday night.
Yeah.
EdCo trying to rally, and the bottom of the lineup to lead things off in the top of the 6th inning. And the bottom of the lineup in this game, Everett and Gall are the 2 batters that have reached base in this ball game for EdCo. Flanagan, by the way, stayed in the ball game at first base. 2-1 pitch is high, and the count goes to 3-1.
I wonder if she tweaked something maybe just a little bit on that base hit she had when she hit one back at Eggleseder in the first inning.
Well, and she seemed to be, after that hit, hobbled a little bit, but continued to fight through it as Everett takes a pitch low for ball number 4. So a leadoff walk here in the top of the 6th inning. And this is where EdCo, you've got to get some numbers here. You've got to put up a crooked number at some point. Leadoff runner on to the top of the 6th.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything major by any means, but their coach was out there watching her warm up the next top half of the inning.
Well, and if that was the case of Flanagan, remember the same thing with Eggleseder.
Right.
She took a line drive off there. So that could have had an effect on both of those pitchers tonight. Pitch inside to Gall. The count is 1-0. Gall, the strikeout victim in the second, walked, and that was after a marathon at bat. What was that, a 12-13 pitch at bat?
I think 13 pitches.
And she ended up earning that walk. Suddenly, Munson falls behind. 1-0 pitch in the dirt. The count is 2-0. So Flanagan moving over to first base. In the ball game in which EdCo lost 6-5 this year, Munson started that game, and Flanagan actually came in for relief in that game. And the count is 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Gall taking all the way. That's the inside corner pitch, and it's called for a strike. The count is 2-1. But the one thing Munson can't do here is start giving away free passes.
Right. She walks the leadoff batter and then starts 2-0 on the next.
With a 5-run lead in the 6th inning, there you're going to want to make EdCo earn it.
Yep.
And 2-1 is the count. Gall's 2-1 pitch takes it. It's outside, and the count goes to 3-1. So it's not a great pitcher's night with this weather.
Yeah.
It's cool as well. So do you ever really get loosened up on a night like tonight?
Yeah, it can be tough.
And we mentioned the temperature in the 60s. 3-1 pitch. It is high, not even close. It is ball number 4. So that's back-to-back walks here. And EdCo trailing 7-2. Something brewing here in the top of the 6th inning. And Coach S'mores takes time immediately for North Linn. And that brings up Campbell Kirby, left fielder.
I think he's switching them back. I think Flanagan's coming back in the game as pitcher here.
So he gave Munson 2 batters there and wants to end that threat right now. So a pitching change for North Linn. Again, timeout taken on the field. We'll tell you more about that change when we return. North Linn leads 7-2. Vikings threatening here in the 6th.
This is Michael Erickson at Central State Bank. We provide a complete line of lending services to help you get the best out of life. From home mortgages and equity loans to vehicle and personal loans. We have expert lending professionals who will work with you to provide options to address your needs. At Central State Bank, you don't deal with a branch or department, you deal with a banker who is dedicated to you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Bodensteiner Implement is your local John Deere dealer with 10 locations in eastern Iowa to serve you. Check out their website, www.bodimp.com, for great deals on new and pre-owned equipment. From turf equipment to agricultural and compact construction equipment, they have solutions for every job. Nothing runs like a Deere, so come run with us at Bodensteiner Implement Company. Bodensteiner Implement is a proud sponsor of all high school sporting events, and we wish all our local athletes great success.
So it's just a flip-flop back. Flanagan back in relief of Munson. Munson goes back to first base. Campbell Kirby is up to bat, takes the first pitch for a ball. The count is 1-0. Kirby popped out to the pitcher, a sacrifice bunt. So Flanagan in a relief here, as it turns out, trying to close the deal in a game she started. And the 1-0 pitch is inside. The count is 2-0. So 2 walks to start the inning. Bottom of the lineup doing its part of at least getting on for EdCo and hoping here that they have the makings of a big inning. 2-0 pitch. It is a wild pitch. It is inside and bounces to the backstop. The count goes to 3-0 to Kirby. So the 8th spot here, everybody moves up a bag. Everett to third, Gall to second base. Nobody out here in the 6th.
Yeah, EdCo's got life here.
And Ellie Bockenstedt, number 9 hitter, waiting on deck. 2-1. They called the last pitch there, by the way, the previous one, a strike. Here's a bouncing ball. Third baseman charging it is Christensen. Looks the runner back. She'll go across the diamond, and they get the out there. So the last pitch was called a strike, not the wild pitch. And the 2-1 pitch hit by Kirby, the 2-1 pitch is a bouncing ball to the third baseman Christensen, who throws a strike to Flanagan. Everybody holds, and that's a big out, number 1.
Yep, big out there, and EdCo still with chances here.
Over at third base is Everett, who did not run on contact there. Ellie Bockenstedt is 0 for 2. Bounced out to third, lined out to second. Here's a bouncing ball right side to the infield to Bridgewater at second base. Stays down on it. She was back. They'll concede the run. Flips it to the first baseman Munson back there at first base. Bockenstedt hit it to the right side of the infield. Drives in a run as Everett scores from third. And it's now 7-3 here in the top of the sixth.
Yeah, they were able to get one of those runs in. They'd sure like to get this other one in as
Lily Buriski is up to bat, who is 0 for 2. Change up, and there is a strike. The count is 0-1. She has bounced out to second, walked and scored, and also a strikeout victim. So EdCo scored 2 in the second. They have scored 1 here in the top of the sixth and trail by 4. Pitch to Buriski, it's high. The count goes to a ball and a strike. At third base is Gall, who advanced on that ground ball. Bockenstedt credited with an RBI in the game. EdCo getting back to the top of the lineup. Buriski takes a called strike on the outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Rain still hanging around, some light showers here at North Linn. Been raining most of the game. Hasn't been a pleasant night. And Buriski lines that ball right to the glove of the first baseman, Munson, who was hugging the line and reached over to the left. Hit hard by Buriski, and that does it for EdCo in the top of the sixth. They pick up a run. They do it without a hit. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It is once again 7-3. North Linn leads EdCo.
Hi, this is Cody from Torkelson Motors in Elgin and Walk-On. At Torkelson Motors, we believe that student involvement in activities is a great way to help grow our communities, and we are proud to help sponsor this game for your enjoyment. We've been serving Northeast Iowa since 1926 and appreciate the business that our customers have given us and the support they provide to our area schools and communities. So the next time you are in need of a new or used vehicle or a repair, stop into Torkelson Motors. We've been selling cars the old-fashioned way with a friendly smile and a handshake right here next door in Elgin and Walk-On.
Your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative is asking members to do the summer shift. No, it's not a dance. Simply reduce your electricity use between the hours of 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. on weekdays. That's when power costs the most. So turn up the thermostat, delay the dishwasher, shift the start of laundry, and you can help keep the electricity rates affordable. This summer savings message is brought to you by your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Alameda Clayton, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Alameda Clayton Electric, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
7-3 North Linn in the lead as we go now to the bottom of the sixth inning. Ellie Flanagan, Skylar Benish, and Jersey Payton to lead things off, 2, 3, and 4. So EdCo got the first 2 on, at least manufactured a run back within 7-3 here in the bottom of the sixth.
Yeah, at least they were able to get one of those runners in. They would have liked a little bigger inning there. Still down 4, but at least they were able to get one in.
Lily Buriski in her second inning of relief. First pitch there to Ellie Flanagan. That is a ball. The count is 1-0. So Flanagan is 1 for 2 with a base hit, walked and scored, and bounced out to second. 1-0 is the count. Flanagan takes that pitch. It's outside. The count goes to 2-0. So EdCo has walked 6 batters in this game, and North Linn has walked 5 batters in this game. And here's a 3-0 pitch, actually 2-0 pitch that misses to make the count 3-0 to Flanagan. So the walks up for both these teams compared to the first 2 tourney games. 3-0 pitch, and there's a 4-pitch walk, I should say. And that will be the second walk issued by Buriski. Leadoff runner on here, and it is Flanagan reaching base for the 3rd time, despite the fact she's just 1 for 2.
Yep, has a nice eye up there. Doesn't swing out of the zone.
West will also come in now as the courtesy runner once again. West scored the run last time, or back in the 3rd inning, when Flanagan walked to start out that inning. That's the difference in this game. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, 4 walks in a row to start the 3rd inning. They all scored. And here's a pitch that is wild on the first pitch to Benish, and that will move West into scoring position. So 5 balls in a row. Benish is 1 for 2, bounced out to 3rd, walked and scored, and singled in a run her last at-bat. And now they're going to take the bat out of her hands. An intentional walk issued. So that'll be the 3rd walk credited to Buriski, but now 2nd and 1st. And if you're the Vikings, now you've got to force it in any bag.
Yeah, and Benish is a great hitter, so with that base open, you just take the bat out of her hand.
Jersey Payton is up to bat. She is 0 for 2, bounced out, walked and scored, looks to bunt, misses the pitch, and took it for actually a strike as she reached out for it, but tried to stab at it instead of squaring to give herself up. Payton has also popped out to second along with that walk and scored. So she is 0 for 2 in this game. West is at second. Benish is at first base. And a rise ball there by Boriski misses, and the count is 1-1. North Linn playing to add some insurance. EdCo will send up 2, 3, and 4 in the top of the 7th inning. So they're hoping to hold serve here and get the bats going in the 7th. Squaring to bunt and pulling it back late is Peyton, and a good decision. An inside rise ball that was high, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. So good decision by Peyton to not try to bunt that pitch, because it would have bounced her up in the air. Now she lays down a beauty bunt, squared right back to the mound, but picked up by the first baseman. Stelkin charging in. They throw it to covering the bag there is Jones at second base, and they get the out there. So the second baseman Jones able to get over for the force out. Peyton does her job though. And as tough as that last attempt was to bunt, that one was picture perfect. Moves the runners over.
Yeah, just great fundamental softball by both teams, getting the bunt down, and then also EdCo with a great play, great shift and cover, and got the out.
Now Coach Huber takes time for EdCo and brings in the entire infield. So 1 out, second and third. And I would think if you're EdCo, you've got to probably bring the infield in here, right? You can't afford to give up any more runs.
No, I think you have to play in, and you've got to try and cut down that runner at home if they go to home.
You're already down by 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And West is at third base. Benish is at second. This is the second timeout taken by Coach Huber in this ballgame, and you can see her directing traffic of who she wants to go where. And Helmrichs breaks with Boriski, and let's see how they line up defensively. And it appears that they are going to stay back up the middle at second and third. And as I say that now, the second baseman Jones gets more along the baseline, but Alvis is a step behind the baseline. So up to bat here is Munson. Munson is 0 for 2, bounced out to second twice, also walked in and to drive in a run, and later scored the 4th run as part of that 4-run inning. Took the first pitch for a ball. Boriski got out of trouble in the 5th inning and in trouble here in the 6th. And that pitch there fouled out of play, and the count goes to 1-1. Munson is the number 5 spot in the lineup. Waiting on deck is McMahon, and McMahon has been on base 3 times in this ball game, so she's picked everybody up tonight.
She's had a nice game.
And the rise ball there high, and the count goes to 2-1. So Boriski has yet to allow a hit in her 2nd inning of work, but she has hit a batter, and she has walked 3. But there's 1 out right now. She's 2 outs away from getting out of this. And this pitch fouled out of play again by Munson. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So evened up with 1 out. West at third base, as we mentioned. Benish is at second base. EdCo, a fly ball to the outfield, will easily score a run. They're not in at all. Munson lifts a high fly ball. This is to right center field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Scoring from third is going to be West. Benish advances to third, and going into second base is Munson as the throw comes into the infield to the pitcher. It's a base hit and an RBI. Now runners on second and third, and North Linn adds to the lead at 8-2.
Yep, just dropped it in between the center and right fielders there. Neither one quite able to get to it, and scores a run.
And because the ball held up there, Benish could only get to third base, and West able to score easily from third. So that brings up now Peyton McMahon, the center fielder. McMahon is actually 2 for 2. And first pitch, the slap hitter slaps it up against the backstop. The count is 0-1. She tripled, scoring the first Lynx run in the 2nd inning, doubled in 2 runs in the 3rd, then hit by a pitch in the 5th. So their left-handed hitting slap hitter has been on base twice. There's still 1 out. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. It's going to scoop by Helmrichs. That's a wild pitch. Scoring from third is Benish, and Munson advances to second. So there's 2 added on here, and it's now 9-3. Once again, North Linn has added on here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, they've got the insurance runs that they wanted, and it's going to be awfully tough for the Vikings to come back now.
It's a 6-run lead. They've extended things. 1-1 is the count. EdCo has the infield in. 1-1 pitch inside. Backing out of the way of that one is McMahon, and the count goes to 2-1. So EdCo, and the reason why they're in here as well is because it's a slap hitter up. But they're not quite as in left field as they were earlier. And here's another wild pitch picked up by Helmrichs, flips it to the mound, to the plate there as Boriski comes in from the mound, but sliding in safe is Munson. So she'll score the 10th run. 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. The bases are now empty, but the Lynx have broken it open here in the 6th.
Yeah, the floodgates have kind of opened. EdCo's got to refocus here and get out of this inning.
And once again, it is still McMahon looking at a 3-1 pitch, and there is ball number 4. So that is the 4th walk issued by, once again, Boriski in relief. And with 1 out, now the infield takes time as Coach Huber comes out to have a conversation with an umpire. And is she making a change here herself?
I think so. Is Everett going to pitch, maybe?
And this may be your decision with 1 out here, and Harley Henderson up to bat. Yeah, you have this year, the kids that have done the bulk of the throwing for EdCo are Boriski and Eckelceder. Eckelceder with 134 innings, Boriski with 101, and the other pitcher is Chloe Everett, who will make her 11th appearance. And she is 1-1 on the season, has thrown 21 innings, allowed 24 hits, 9 earned runs, walked 7, and struck out 14. So this is the 3rd freshman pitcher brought into this ball game for EdCo. Man, the future is bright for these pitchers.
Yeah, they've got some depth for sure.
And that will close the book on Boriski. Boriski goes an inning and a third and actually only allowed 1 hit, but has given up 3 runs and is responsible for 3 runners on the base paths. She has walked 4 and also hit a batter and struck out 1 in those innings of work. Yeah. So a quick change there, and that is Everett moving back to the mound. And Everett started this game at third base, but now enters the mound as Harley Henderson is up to bat. Runner at first base, by the way, in McMahon, and Henderson, as we mentioned, is 0 for 1. First pitch takes it. There's a strike at the knees. The count is 0-1. The thing you noticed about these 3 pitchers for EdCo is tonight the rarity with the walks. I mean, they have walked 9 batters, and that just hasn't happened this season. There's a pitch in the inside to Henderson, and the count is 1-1. I mean, you look at their stats, you realize that this is a team that throws a lot of strikes.
Yeah, Boriski especially really struggled with her control when she was in there. And Eckelceder just had that one stretch where she walked 4 in a row.
1-1 pitch and a rise ball. Henderson fouls it back out of play. The count is a ball and 2 strikes. So EdCo trailing 10-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This bottom part of the lineup for North Linn got them off to a great start in this ball game back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, they did. They've more than held their own here.
They have had 7 different girls score runs. Here's a high pop up in the infield. The shortstop Alvis backpedals to the edge of the infield, then near the line tracks it down. Alvis covering a bunch of ground. Henderson pops out to the shortstop for what is out number 2. And Lily Rayberg is now up to bat.
Yep, just a great job by all of us, just covering a ton of ground there, making that hard play look easy.
She's made 2 plays on the right side of the infield there, to our right, I should say, on the left side of the infield, has made good plays. Here's a ball that's lined right to Alvis. She knew we were talking about her. Munson takes the first pitch, lines to the third baseman, and that does it for North Linn in the bottom of the 6th. But they pick up 3 runs on a hit. They leave 1. We've played 6. 10-2, North Linn in the lead.
When making up a to-do list, don't forget to include servicing your car at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Your car should have the best care, and Edie's will make sure of it. Stop in or call 964-2186 to make an appointment. Tires worn out? Well, Edie's can replace them. Need a tow? Call Edie's at 964-2186. Kay, Lynn, and Todd invite you to stop by and fill your car's tank with fuel at Edie's AC Delco Service Center in Garnavillo. Edie's open 7 a.m. Mondays through Saturdays.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Hill Country Convenience Store, Every's Auto and Tire in Colesburg, Citizen State Bank of Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Manchester, Winthrop, Strawberry Point, and New Vienna, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Welchland Motors in Edgewood, Ethan Kane Construction. If it don't drain, call Ethan Kane. T&K Cahoon, your Napa dealer in Monona. Sinolof Ag Sales and Service. Grow Logs and Lumber in Elkader. Timber is a crop. Harvest wisely. And Dean Family Chiropractic in Claremont. So we go to the top of the 7th inning, 10-2, North Linn in the lead. As North Linn, this game was tied at 2 after 2.5 innings. But then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, they scored 4 runs to grab control, and they lead here as we go to the top of the 7th inning. And Flanagan back in. She came in relief after 2 batters were faced by Munson, and Flanagan closed things down. Claire Alvis, Audrey Helmrichs, Rachel Eckelceder, 2, 3, and 4 in the Vikings lineup. First pitch, a strike to Alvis. Alvis takes the pitch outside. The count is 1-1. So EdCo used 3 pitchers tonight, and North Linn used 2.
Yep.
Flanagan You cannot get a win and a save, by the way. I mean, you probably could, but it was never a save situation she was brought into. As Alvis fouls the ball back, the count is 0-1. EdCo down to their final at-bats. An EdCo team that has Ellie Bockenstedt as a senior, Reagan Stelkin as a senior. But plenty of youth on this team. Yeah. Future looks bright in a program that has won 27 games this year. A step forward yet again this year. 1-2 is the count to Alvis. 1-2 pitch, bouncing ball. Second baseman, that's Bridgewater. Good form, gets it on the hop, flips it to the first baseman, Munson. And Alvis retired. She's now 1 for 4 in the ball game with a base hit and a run scored. Bounces out to second for what is out number 1. Audrey Helmrichs is up to bat. Helmrichs, a junior, 1 for 2 in this ball game. Had a base hit and an RBI back in the second inning. Struck out in the first, hit by a pitch. Her last at bat. Change up there. She started it out 3 different times with change-ups. Once has been for a strike. That one's in front of the plate low. The count is 0-1.
Yeah, she doesn't throw that often, but when she does throw for a strike, it's tough.
1-0 pitch, rise ball high. The count is 1-1. Calamus Wheatland leading Central City at last report. 6-1 in the 4th inning. Winner of that ball game plays the winner of this ball game here in the regional final, which will be on Monday night. Site to be determined. Could be here at North Linn, though. 2-0 pitch is low. The count is 3-0. So the walks in this ball game tonight are surprising. We mentioned that earlier. North Linn has walked 6 batters, and 3-0 is the count. EdCo has walked 9. 3-0 pitch, taking all the way is Helmrichs. The count is 3-0. Vikings down to their final 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. I don't think we expected that tonight in this game.
No, a lot more walks than we expected, no doubt about that.
Audrey Helmrichs, 3-1, and here's the 3-1 offering, swinging away right back to the mound, hit it hard on a smart hop there to Flanagan, the pitcher, who is able to just fire it to the first baseman, Munson. That ball fired to first base as fast as it was hit right back to her. And that's 2 up and 2 down here in the 7th. Vikings are down to their final out with Rachel Eckelceder up to bat.
Yeah, Helmrichs barely got out of the batter's box on that one.
So Eckelceder has 2 of the 4 hits in this ball game tonight. Changeup that is high. The count is 1-0. Singled in the second, singled in a run in the 3rd inning. That had tied it up at 2 at that point, and then popped out to first her last at bat. So Eckelceder is 2 for 3 on the night. Pitch there, and she lines that ball into right field, but playing her well is the right fielder Hoover. Looks at it, takes a step in, makes the play on the run, charging in for the 3rd out of the inning. The Vikings go down in order. North Linn, the 2nd-ranked team in Class 1A, impressive tonight. 10 runs. They end up totaling in this ball game. They defeat EdCo by a final score of 10-2. The Lynx improved to 35-6 heading into the regional final on Monday night. EdCo closes the season with a record of 27-15. We'll take a break. When we return, game stats, coaching interviews. Your post-game show is coming up. You're listening to high school football, softball action from KCTN Sports.
Alpine Communications believes connected communities become thriving communities. We are the local telephone company that became a 21st century communications provider. Alpine provides internet, television, cellular security, and telephone too. We promise personal, timely, reliable service from people who live here. When you choose us, we all thrive. Connect with Alpine Communications today. Click alpinecom.net or call 563-245-4000.
Hey, Justin Birdnow here from Birdnow Chevrolet in Monona. I want to take a moment to wish all the local athletes good luck during their game. You have worked incredibly hard and it shows during each game. Myself and the entire Birdnow Chevrolet Monona team is wishing you all that you do your best and good luck.
Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping are proud supporters of all of our local high school sports teams. We want to wish everyone the best of luck on their season. We are here for all of your tax, payroll, and bookkeeping needs. Give us a call at 563-245-2154. Again, that number is 563-245-2154. Thank you from Kurt, Steve,
Carol, Josie,
and Elkader Tax and Bookkeeping, located in downtown Elkader.
Wilkie's in Elkader is Iowa's oldest family-owned grocery store. You'll find Wilkie's 2 blocks south of the Keystone Bridge in historic downtown Elkader. Stop in and enroll for a Wilkie's reward card and receive points every time you shop. Then log on to their website at wilkiesgrocery.com to view the weekly specials, check out your reward points, make out a shopping list, and more. Wilkies in Elkader, open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m.
TNT Power Sports sells and services all makes and models of UTVs and ATVs. Not ready for a new ATV or UTV? TNT Power Sports has a nice selection of clean used units available. Contact Brian, Master Certified Technician, or Tracy for your next UTV or ATV purchase, or to schedule service work to keep your UTV or ATV in top-notch condition for work or play. Call 563-245-1100 or stop in and visit with Brian or Tracy at TNT Power Sports, north of Elkader on Highway 13 today.
Broadband is more important and versatile than ever, and you no longer need a home phone to utilize Neat's fiber broadband service. Freedom plans are now available to all subscribers on Neat's fiber network in and around Farmersburg, Luena, Monona, Postville, and St. Olaf. With speeds up to 250 meg, Neat's managed Wi-Fi is also included at no additional cost. Call today for more information on Neat's new Freedom plans and enjoy reliable, super-fast broadband internet service from Neat. Call us at 539-2122 today to discuss which Freedom plan is best for you. Neat, connecting you now.
You work hard to make sure your family has everything they need. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family will have the help they need to maintain their quality of life and pursue their dreams. Get the peace of mind you deserve by protecting what matters most.
Contact Julie Depke, agent at 563-245-2366 today.
American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by Blooms Flowers Gifts and More in Edgewood, Edgewood Convalescent Home and Lincolnwood Assisted Living, Northeast Iowa Sub Drains in Strawberry Point, Thompson Construction and Monona Overhead Door, Meyer Collision and Service Center in Guttenberg, LTI & Sons Water Conditioning, your Connecticut dealer in Postville, TJ's Pizza in Monona and Claremont, Clayton County Recycling, and by Bruins and James Insurance, your Grinnell Mutual agent in Monona. This is KCTN Sports. Welcome back once again to North Linn. North Linn victorious by a final score of 10-3 for North Linn. 10 runs, 7 hits. They committed 1 error. For EdCo, they have 3 runs in this ball game on 4 hits, and they did not commit an error. North Linn took advantage of 8 walks and 2 hit batters in this ball game to generate 10 runs, and they got some timely hits after those walks.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. A few more walks than normal by Eggleseder and the EdCo pitchers. Some of that, is just respect because Northland's got some good hitters trying to work around them a little bit. But those 4 walks in a row really came back to hurt them.
So those were 10 free passes in the ball game. North Linn, by the way, ended up walking 5, and they hit 2 batters as well. So there were 7 free passes they gave in this ball game. And it is North Linn there winning by a final score of 10-3. North Linn scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning, and that was with a big 2-out base hit from Allie Christensen. EdCo answered, though, with their best offensive inning. With 2 outs, they also answered. Brisky walked, Alvis singled, and then Helmrich and Eggleseder back-to-back RBIs tied the game up at 2. But the bottom of the third inning, the first North Linn batters, the first 4 batters, all walked. McMahon then delivered a double and an RBI. Then they had a ground out to second base, which drove in a run. Munson actually walked to drive in the first run. Then McMahon had the double, and then followed up by a Rayberg hitting to the right side of the infield. It was 6-2, and North Linn would never trail again. They scored in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bridgewater doubled to lead off the inning. She scored on a single by Benish to make it 7-2. Scoring a run in the top of the 6th inning was EdCo, and that was their best chance to get back into the ballgame. Everett and Gall walked as Munson had come in for relief. She was quickly replaced there by Flanagan, but Flanagan was able to come in and end the inning. Bach instead hit a ground ball to second base, which drove in a run to make it 7-3. Then in the bottom of the 6th inning, it was North Linn scoring 3 runs on 1 hit. And again, you had a walk and then an intentional walk, base hit RBI from Munson, and then she would later score in the inning there as well. So the final score ends up being 10-3, North Linn victorious. Our post-game show begins, and we are joined by EdCo coach Taylor Huber. Coach, first off in this ball game, fell down early 2-0, but got right back into it in the 3rd inning. Let's start there.
Yeah, I was super proud of our girls, the way we competed against Flanagan tonight. Last time we had a lot of strikeouts first time through the order. This time we jumped on her right away and made them a little nervous, I think, coming back there. So I was proud of that early in the game.
All right. Also, speaking of early in the game, had a chance to get the lead in the second inning with a runner on third there to start the inning.
Yeah, I thought we hit into quite a bit of bad luck. I mean, Ellie Backenstead smokes one at the second baseman with runners on second and third. Lily smokes one to the first baseman with runner on third. So I just told them at the end there, the ball just didn't bounce our way. A couple times there, those balls are a foot to the right or left, and we have at least three more runs on the board.
All right, and you were able to go deep pitching-wise tonight. I know that probably wasn't the plan coming into this ball game, but let's talk about pitching-wise, the decisions there.
Yeah, I mean, the inning that they scored 4 runs there, Rachel, I think, walked 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So I knew that next inning I wanted to probably start Lily with a fresh inning. So it was probably time there. And then Chloe coming in, that was big in that last inning, getting 2 outs in a row with the bottom of the order there. So.
All right, let's talk about offensively. Rachel Eccleseder led you, had 2 of your 4 hits in this ball game.
Yeah, she saw the ball really well. She's been seeing the ball really well, so that was great to see. I thought we hit a lot of balls hard tonight. Made them switch pitchers, which I don't know that they'll do that much in the postseason. So I'm pretty proud of ourselves for putting a little bit of pressure on them and making them have to make a change there. Obviously, they went right back to her, but at least they had to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, really the difference in the ball game is they end up with 8 walks in 2 hit batters. I mean, that kind of tells the story.
Yeah, a lot of free bases. And then, I mean, we're going to let the bottom of the order beat us there, and they did. I mean, that lefty slapper, McMahon, whatever her name is, 14, McMahon.
McMahon, I know, doubled in.
Hits it over our left fielder's head twice
right.
As a slapper. So, I mean, we're playing for those guys to have to beat us, and they did. So all the credit to them on that.
In the bottom of the lineup is what gave them the early lead in the ball game. You're right. Out of the production of the lineup, I think they ended up with 4 RBIs out of their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Obviously, let's talk about your seniors first off.
Yeah, it made me emotional. Ellie and Reagan, center fielder and first baseman. I started out coaching volleyball here my very first year, and those girls were sophomores. And we just instantly had a really good connection. I was an assistant coach and just got to coach them in JV. And then now this year being my first year as head coach, I told them they made it super easy on me as the 2 seniors, making that coaching transition from a different coach. Their leadership is second to none, and the underclassmen look up to them so much. And they performed. Reagan, I mean, hadn't played any varsity hardly at all until this year and hit 350 and was a stud at first. So I'm super proud of them and just guiding this team this far. So.
All right, so and that's tough leadership to replace, but man alive, you guys really took a step forward this year. I think you like the direction you guys are heading.
Yeah, we got 5, 6 juniors, so that'll make the jump to be seniors next year. So, I mean, next year is hopefully a year we can make a run. I mean, we've got 3 young pitchers, a good core class that's going to be seniors, some very good hitters in that group, and then we've got some 7th graders that are going to be 8th graders. That should maybe contribute at least on the bases, and there's a lot of speed there and mix things up. So I'm excited.
It all starts on the hill. You're going to have 3 freshmen available.
Yep, sophomores next year now, which is crazy.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us throughout the season. We look forward to catching up with you next year. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Once again, EdCo softball coach Taylor Huber talking things over about our Viking team. They drop a 10-3 decision. We'll take a break. We'll be joined by North Linn's coach Chad Spores when our postgame show continues after this. EdCo Tournament Softball is brought to you in part by G&J Land Solutions in Edgewood, Farmer Savings Bank of Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, and Arlington. Member FDIC. Guttenberg Municipal Hospital and Clinic. Check out career opportunities at guttenberghospital.org. Myers Auto Service in Monona. Rise and Shine Nutrition on West Bridge Street in Elkader. Norby's Farm Fleet in Northeast Iowa. And Rivals Inc. Custom gear, screen printing, embroidery, and online shopping at rivalsinc.com.
The doctors and staff at Family Dentistry of Monona encourage everyone to get out and support your local high school baseball and softball teams this summer. It's always a great time to watch a ball game and enjoy the weather at your local high school ball diamonds. Dr. Mark Bowie, Dr. Jessica Wilkie, and Dr. Courtney Wicken strongly encourage all of these area athletes to wear athletic mouthguards while on the playing field to protect their great smiles. That's Family Dentistry of Monona, 602 Tower Street, 539-4651.
We know that potential is greatly enhanced through hard work and dedication. At Viafield Cooperatives, we promise to provide innovative products and dependable service to help you meet and exceed your potential. From agronomy to energy, grain to feed, Viafield is excited to provide growing opportunities for both producers and consumers at 18 locations throughout northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Want to learn more about Viafield? Go to viafield.com. Viafield is a proud supporter of our local student athletes.
People's State Bank is locally owned and locally managed with 20 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology, we're it. As a community bank, we're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, community-minded, just like you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Beth from Sode's Green Acre, Country Market and Cafe in Guttenberg. Are you headed to the Mississippi this weekend? Stop into Sode's Green Acre. You'll find some yummy snacks, heat and serve entrees, seafood, Edgewood Locker meats, and a huge selection of spirits, wine, and craft beer from Iowa distilleries, vineyards, and breweries. Whether you're stocking the fridge at the cabin, taking it with you on the boat, or looking for some fun gift ideas, you'll find a taste of Iowa at Sode's Green Acre in Guttenberg. Find us on Facebook to find out more, because Sode's is more than just a store.
Welcome back here to North Linn. Our postgame continues. We're joined by North Linn coach Chad Spores. Coach, first off, let's talk about the bottom of the lineup. That played the key start for you guys, getting off to a great start there. And Allie Christensen, your number 9 hitter, put you on the board right away.
Yeah, that was probably about as big as we needed right there. The key is to get on the board first in these playoff games, especially when you're favored. A lot of times if you have a 0 on the board for a long time, it gets tight, and it starts to lean in favor of the other team. So for us to do that, and with 2 outs, that was just a really big hit. Allie hadn't played softball for 2 years. This is the first time she's come out. She's went to Center Point before, played in her 9th grade year, and then decided to go out, and you know what? She's pretty good.
Yeah, certainly adding to your lineup there. Obviously, the big difference in the ball game came in the 3rd inning. You guys were disciplined, drew 4 walks, and then Peyton McMahon had a big hit for you.
Yeah, we actually found something with Peyton's swing yesterday at practice. Just how she loads up and things, and she got a lot more confidence. She was just smacking the ball around before the game today, and then she hit 2 balls hard out to the outfield today.
It had a triple, a double, also on base 4 times, drove in 2 runs there. Top of the lineup, though, I mean, that's what we expect from you guys. Got certainly production up there, too.
Yep, those guys are always on base, right? The first 2 are always on, or, Skylar's always on base. Kenzie's always on base. Ellie was just, her leg she'll be fine, but she got her leg ringed up a little bit going into first base on that first one. So that affected her pitching a little bit, and it affected her hitting a little bit as well.
Yeah, Coach Sass had mentioned that he thought that there was, it certainly had some sort of effect. Is that the reason why you made the pitching change?
Yeah, it was that. It was that, in that she was struggling. She was losing a little velocity. She really was down to 1 pitch to get across the plate. But you know what? She throws hard enough, and she was spotting it there when she came back in. She got it done. We just wanted to throw some strikes in with Kylie, but Kylie was struggling. She wasn't. It was a pretty tough pressure spot to put her into, so we got it. We got her out of there quick.
All right, you guys play Calamus-Wheatland now. They were victorious tonight over Central City, 7-6. You know them quite well, being in the same conference. Let's talk about the regional final Monday night now.
Yeah, so they're on the other side. They have new coaches. They have 3 really good sluggers on the team. They're always a hitting team like that. So. We just got to be ready to play defense, just like I said probably before. Play defense, don't walk anybody, and score first.
All right.
Those are the biggest things.
Coach, we want to wish you guys good luck in that ball game, and thanks for joining us here. Thanks for helping us out with this, setting up for the broadcast, too.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks.
North Linn coach Chad Spores talking things over about his Lynx team. A quick break. When we return, we'll go through the game stats, and we'll wrap things up from North Linn when our postgame show continues after this.
Stronger, farther, faster. It all starts with good nutrition. Clayton County Farm Bureau is proud of our livestock farmers who provide high-quality protein needed to fuel our young athletes. The ultimate pre- and post-game fuel-up can be found in meat and dairy foods grown right here. Meat and dairy are natural sources of essential vitamins that support health, energy, and performance. We know our student athletes are the real deal, and Iowa's livestock farmers are committed to helping them reach their goals. To learn more, visit realfarmersrealfoodrealmeat.com.
Welcome back to North Linn. Our final score, North Linn defeats EdCo 10-3. For North Linn, 10 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. For EdCo, 3 runs, 4 hits. They committed no errors. Here's the individual totals. First off for North Linn, Kenzie Bridgewater, 1 for 4, had a double in this ball game, scored a run. Ellie Flanagan was 1 for 2. West, her courtesy runner, scored twice. Skylar Benish, 1 for 2, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Jersey Payton was 0 for 2, scored a run, had a key sacrifice bunt in the 6th inning. Kylie Munson was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Peyton McMahon was 2 for 2, a double, a triple, 2 RBIs. Harley Henderson 0 for 2 scored a run. Lily Rayberg was 0 for 4 with an RBI. Allie Christensen was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. From the 6 through 9 hitters, it was 5 RBIs. Actually, correction there, a total of, if you look at the 6 through 9 hitters, a total of 5 RBIs. If you add in Munson to that, that would be actually 7 RBIs in the ballgame. So they got production from the bottom of their lineup.
Yeah, and you know you're going to get it from the top, so when they get it from their bottom, they're really tough.
Flanagan went 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. Munson came in and threw to 2 hitters. She walked both those hitters. For Edgewood Colesburg individually, Lily Boriski was 0 for 3, scored a run. Claire Alvis 1 for 4 with a run scored. Audrey Helmrichs was 1 for 3. Rachel Eckelsater 2 for 3 with an RBI. Helmrichs, by the way, had an RBI. Reagan Stelkin was 0 for 3. Chloe Everett was 0 for 1, walked twice, and scored a run. Marin Gall 0 for 1, walked twice. Campbell Kirby was 0 for 3 in this ball game, and Ellie Bockenstedt was 0 for 3 and had an RBI in this ball game. Pitching-wise, Rachel Enkelceder went 4 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, walked 4, struck out 1. Boriski came in, went an inning and a third, gave up 1 hit, 3 runs, walked 4, struck out 1. Chloe Everett closed things out, going 2/3 of an inning, no hits, no runs, no errors, walking nobody. EdCo drops this decision by a final score of 10-3. North Linn, 8 walks, 2 hit batters in this ball game by EdCo pitchers, and against a team like the Lynx, they used it to their advantage.
Yeah, you just can't do that. North Lynn's a good hitting team, so you can't give them all those free passes as well.
And again, that wraps up our softball coverage for this season here on KCTN. And we still have baseball coverage tomorrow night coming your way. It'll be MFL Marmac at New Hampton. Ready for that baseball matchup, that district final tomorrow night?
Should be a real good game there.
And look, both teams are deep pitching-wise there. Maybe not a ton of offense, but they play great defense, good pitching. Should be a lot of fun. Both those teams won thrilling games to get to the district final. Our On Deck show will begin at 6:30. First pitch is at 7 o'clock here on KCTN FM 100. You can also listen online on KCTN.com. Again, our final score, North Linn 10, EdCo 3 in our regional semifinal softball matchup. Good luck to the Lynx in their ball game on Monday night against Calamus-Wheatland. For Coach Mike Sass, I'm Dan Behrens. My thanks to Zach Soto for running our studio show. For a complete recap of tonight's ball game, highlights, stats, and more, go to KCTN.com, click on the Sports tab. This has been a presentation of KCTN FM 100 Sports.
Are you looking for a new career? We're looking for a motivated, reliable worker with auto body experience or just mechanically inclined. Are you detail-oriented and looking for a challenge, an opportunity for growth, want to work on an ever-changing variety of vehicles? We offer a laid-back work environment, high-end pay, great benefits, flexible work hours, and much more. Qualified candidates can expect high-end compensation. You won't be disappointed. Call Bob at Top Gun Customs to learn all the details. 563-964-9899.